violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
California's governor says he's tripling highway patrol resources in Los Angeles to crack down on the recent string of smash and grab robberies at retail stores. It comes as the city announced it is forming a task force. Here's Antonia Hilton.
So they're creating a task force for smash and grabs, but you can't criminalize a smash and grabs because you can't prosecute these super gremlins for stealing anything under the value of $950 in California. I believe it's Prop 47 that has allowed this. And it is an initiative for criminal justice reform. And it has absolutely destroyed the state of California. So, man, I don't see how this is going to work anytime soon.
Today, a major step forward to help fight brazen crimes like these in Los Angeles, where scenes of smash and grab robberies have become all too familiar.
Wow.
Most recently at Nordstrom's, where a mob used bear spray to disarm security.
So they're using bear spray to disarm security, which is mace or pepper spray, whatever you want to call it. I mean, this is a cheat code because not only are they wearing poo shiesty masks, they're also spraying you with basically a blinding fucking, oh, excuse me. I mean, it's crazy. They're blinding you with mace. I mean, these super gremlins have gotten out of control. I think they got that mace thing from Charleston White, so shout out to him.
Are not victimless crimes.
The mayor of Los Angeles announcing a retail crimes task force is now in effect, focused on thieves, but also on the getaway drivers and resellers.
Our message is clear. Those who commit these crimes will be caught.
So Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, is a sister. So there you go. There's the representation. But is she actually going to put in the effort to have these super gremlins caught? I mean, these are the same people who were screaming defund the police and pushing criminal justice reform initiatives. Okay? These women, I mean, they just aren't fit for leadership.
What?
It's part of a troubling nationwide trend. 8 in 10 retailers have reported increased incidents of violence and aggression this year. Rachel Michelin is CEO of the California Retailers Association.
It feels a little bit like we're under assault.
Experts say for every robbery,
you think it feels? No, you are under assault. Assault by these super gremlins on demon time.
Seen at major retailers, there's a small business getting hit too. Retailers now demanding lawmakers increase consequences.
Do you think this new task force will have an effect?
Chico.
I'm hopeful that it will have an impact, but candidly, I don't think anything will truly change until we're willing to have those difficult decisions about how do we change some of the policies on our books.
And difficult conversations. These are difficult conversations to say, hey, I mean, all the mass looters are black guys, black women, you know, black teens. These are difficult conversations. But they have to be addressed and they have to be had, because then you can go, okay, how do we fix this behavior? What are the parents doing to stop it, or at least keep tabs on where their children are? Okay, because we know who's doing this. Now it's time to implement some effort, because I'm telling you, if this continues to happen, there is going to be backlash. We've seen it firsthand. And I mean, it's time to say something.
Just 2 days ago, several stores here on Rodeo Drive were hit, and incidents like these are costing retailers billions of dollars.
Retailers warn consumers will pay the price too.
Woo! So they hiking the price up on consumers for these super gremlins going in and destroying the property. So all your Louis, all your Gucci, y'all better be going to Chinatown and getting that fake joint because the price is going up.
They will see prices go up. They will see stores close. And I don't think any of us want to see that happening.
Antonia Hilton, NBC News, Los Angeles.
So guys, I just have a video of up close and personal, another example of who is doing these smash and grabs. It's super gremlins, super teen gremlins with Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask.
Bellevue News out of Sherman Oaks, another flash mob retail robbery. This happened yesterday at the Macy's in the Westfield Fashion Square. Police say 9 thieves rushed in, grabbed a bunch of merchandise real quickly, and then took off in 2 cars, a silver Honda Accord and a black Ford Fusion. This hit comes after a multi-agency retail crime task force was created to try to tackle this growing problem.
We got here right after it happened. In fact, the police and the store owner were standing right on the sidewalk where we are at this hour. If you look over my shoulder, you can actually see that the shards of glass, they still remain there in this shop on Lake. And I have to tell you that the owner seemed very, very upset by what he'd been through. He says $500,000 worth of jewelry was stolen, and it was my sense that perhaps something even more valuable than the jewelry had been taken from him.
Woo! So $500,000 worth of jewelry stolen. The super gremlins done hit the biggest lick of the year, and they used the bear spray, right? The mace, and they disarmed the owner. And he is an immigrant owner of a jewelry store, and they robbed him blind. No pun intended.
This is just not right. In a second, they can come and destroy your life.
At the Jewels on Lake store in Pasadena, destruction was everywhere. The jewelry display cases were violently shattered by masked robbers, armed with hammers and pepper spray. Store owner and jewelry designer Samuel Babikian was just finishing up with a client at 2 p.m. He escorted the client out the security door when...
As soon as I opened the door to let my client out, and they pepper sprayed me right on my face. And
woo! So they were waiting for him. Obviously, it was planned. And they hit a huge lick. Now, I mean, it's extremely unfortunate for him, but the reality is all that money will be spent in a matter of days. Because we know a dollar isn't held in the community for more than 6 hours before rotating to another community. So just like these super gremlins just ruined his life, they're going to waste the jewelry and the money that they get from this huge heist because they believe that this is going to be something that they're going to be able to do normally and regularly, and they possibly could.
And it went in my throat also, I was choking. I didn't see nothing. Because I know the store very well, I kind of made it my way and I pushed the hold up button.
Police arrived quickly, but the damage was done. In a matter of 2 minutes, the high-end jewelry store was left in shambles. Samuel's valuable, precious designs callously taken in the jewelry heist. The owner estimates his loss to be at least $500,000 in jewelry. Tuesday evening, the busy Pasadena city block looked back to normal. Stores like Macy's were open. Samuel showed Fox 11 the rash on his arm from the toxic pepper spray and how it stained his shirt. Hours later, he was emotional, recounting the aggressive smash and grab. His trauma was palpable.
This is my business for 48 years. This is what I did, and I don't know what my future holds.
Wow, and that's sad. I mean, the super gremlins have been given free reign to destroy people's lives. It's not right. It's unjust. And California, they just don't seem to care enough, okay, as a whole, because they're going to continue to vote blue, and these types of things are going to continue to happen.
This is thorough. I don't even know what I would do tomorrow morning. I don't know what would I do tomorrow morning. I don't know if I should come to the store. I don't know. I really don't know what am I going to be doing, because this was my life. This is the place that gave food to my family.
A very emotional moment there. You just watched it. We certainly felt it in the moment when we were here. As far as the police, they continue their investigation at this hour. They say that they will be going over the video. They're looking in nearby businesses to go over all the surveillance video. They told me late this afternoon they didn't expect to have anything until tomorrow morning. Laura Diaz reporting live from Pasadena. Now back to the studio, Alex and Christine.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. All right, guys. So, sorry, let me just fix that. All right. So I'm probably going to do things differently on this channel. I have to go live more often. So hold me accountable, guys. I'm probably going to be, man, because it's so crazy. Because I like doing the chop ups. You know, I like doing the chop ups and the short videos, but, you know, it's just not it's not financially sustainable, I'll say. So I'm probably going to do more lives, which is good for you guys. And then I'll chop up my live videos and I'll just kind of smash all of my, content together, if you will. And at this point, fuck it. I don't even care about cursing no more, because why should I? I'm going to try and keep it, you know, PG-13. But, you know, we're going to let it fly. We're going to let some things fly, honestly, because I have nothing to lose at this point when it comes to YouTube. But anyways, all righty. So we're talking about Deion Sanders. Some niggas got hit for a lick. And here's the thing, like, I want them to succeed, and we know Colorado football has been very controversial this season, and I want them to succeed. In that TCU game where they beat TCU, I was so happy because I was like, yes, like, you know, go Deion, go prime time. But then the nigga just started talking too much, and he started talking too much, and as a coach, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing after the talking. Like, he's good at the marketing. We get that. He's good at bringing funds to the school. But what about football, man? What about the disciplining your players? What about all these penalties? What about, and we're going to do a lot of football talk and, you know, community talk, although they're pretty much one and the same. But what about all these penalties? Like, you've got a huge discipline problem on your football team. And that permeates in the offensive line. You see, Shedeur Sanders is the most sacked quarterback in college football. It's not even close. The most sacked quarterback, right? You're giving up the most pressures in college football. I mean, your offensive line are undisciplined. They have, I believe they had their lead, or either they're fourth in false starts or they're leading in false starts. And that comes down to coaching. That's coaching. That's on you. And what he says in this press conference, which, I mean, we're going to get into the jewelry and stuff like that. And they got robbed. And this is before he even knew that they got robbed. So it's kind of ironic because he threw his team under the bus. As a coach, you are where the buck ends at. You are the coach. You are the reason for the loss. You could say we didn't have some conversions here and there. You know, we had some issues on the offensive line that needs to be worked up, but that's got to be us putting in more time with that offensive line. What does he do? He goes and says, I'm going to let you guys know what he says, or we're going to listen to it. But he goes and says, yeah, we just need new players. Like, how are you going to motivate your offensive line to block for your son for the rest of the season? We just threw him under the bus. Now they're like, fuck Coach Prime. Fuck Shedeur. Especially, you know, there's in football, there is a culture difference. Obviously, we all play together, but there's a culture difference, you know. Typically what happens is, you know, everybody is cool. Everybody's friends. We dap each other up when we see each other. But most of the time, you know, there are little groups that form cliques that form, you know, wide receivers, running backs with running backs, whatever. But then there's also, you know, it's not segregation, but it's just like, okay, white guys with the white guys, the black guys with the black guys. And a lot of the time the offensive linemen are white guys. And he's over here talking about we just need new players, like throwing them under the bus. I was like, motherfucker, how are they going to block for your son for the rest of the season when you're doing them like that? Right? And I know he likes to be blunt and all this stuff. And sometimes he says the right thing. Like when he got on Kamani McLean, if you guys aren't college football fans, I'm sorry. But when he got on Kamani McLean, the 5-star defensive back out of Florida, number 1 on their football team. I mean, he's a talented guy. He's got things to work on. He doesn't have really good technique, but he's athletic. And he got on him. He said, the reporter asked him, hey, what does Kamani McLean have to do to get on the field? He said, you got to want to get on the field. He got to come to practice. He's got to be a football player. He's got to come to meetings. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. And, you know, after that, it's just like, okay, now that's on you. And I like that form of holding the player accountable. But when you have guys who are genuinely trying their best, they're not the most talented guys. No, they're not. But you can make it work. And you've had all offseason to make it work with that offensive line. And they're lacking in size a little bit. But, I mean, let's look at the roster. They got some big guys on the offensive line. They really do. So when you have the bodies, they may not be the best at technique, but who's supposed to teach technique? The damn coaches. The coaches. So let me see. I'm on Colorado's website. And we're searching the roster by position. Oh my God, their website sucks. It's so slow. It's horrible. So here we go. I mean, you got the size. It's coaching. We got to get some new players. Like, dude, what the? You don't say that about your own team. I don't care how bad they're doing. You know what? At the end of the day, we need to get these guys ready for the game. We need to get these guys ready. Too much flash, too many cameras in the kids' faces. You're turning them to stars when they haven't done shit. And guess what they're doing with their NIL money? Guess what should? And look, man, I love college football, and I don't want to be too hard on these kids, but don't y'all have some financial literacy classes? These niggas are getting the NIL money, talking about some, football players, they've been slaving. And I believe that, yes. College football players, I wouldn't call it slavery, but they've been putting their bodies on the line for long-term issues that they might have going down the line in their life for pennies. A college degree don't mean shit nowadays, and the colleges know that, especially for a football player. If he's not going into any type of sports media, It doesn't matter if he played football or not. Yeah, they might say, hey, you know, that's cool. You played football. Next. You know, the employer is not going to give a fuck. He's going to give a fuck about what you can do. What was your GPA? What extracurriculars besides sports did you do? That's what the main jobs are asking these athletes besides football. And we know you're a great football player. Did you do any other extracurricular thing? That's exactly what the employers are asking. So for one, you got, damn, what was I saying? I lost my damn train of thought. We were talking about the lineman, him throwing his players under the bus. Oh yeah, too much flash. What are they doing with their NIL money? They're buying chains and iced out watches. You know, the bust downs, the ones that don't hold value. So we work to get these NIL deals. And not all these football players are doing that. Not all of them, but some. A lot of them, mostly the black ones. They're buying chains. They're buying watches. The bust downs. When you go take that watch, you spent $60,000 on it. You go take it and trade it in. They're not going to give you $60,000. If anything, if you're going to buy jewelry, buy an all gold Cuban. No diamonds. And if you want to trade it in, you can melt it down, turn it into a slab, and you're going to get the value of it. They're blowing their money when they graduate and they don't go to the NFL. They're going to be broke. And this breaks my heart because you got Deion Sanders, who's been through the NFL. He's done all the things. He's blown his money, made it back. And he's not teaching them financial literacy. You're flexing watches. You're flexing chains. LA is a no-go zone. You're playing UCLA and y'all bringing y'all heaviest chains. Y'all are not LA niggas. LA niggas are ruthless. They will kill you. So let's look at the offensive line. At center, we have Van Wells, 6'2", 290. Well, as a football coach, I can work with that. Another center, 6'3", 285. Your football coach, just based off of size, we'll take that. We'll take that. Right? Let's go back to some more offensive linemen. We got the defense here. I think their defense is getting better. You know, so, and I think their defense played as good a game as they could against UCLA, but they gave them too much possession. They gave them too many possessions because they can't block for Shedeur. Offensive tackle, 6'10", 315 pounds. I'll take that. Junior. I'll take that all day. Another offensive tackle, 6'6", 295. Isn't this what he asked for? The white boys who came from two-parent households on the line. That's literally what he asked for. This is what he asked for. The white boys who came from two-parent households. I need them on the offensive line because they got discipline. But what if they come into your program and they don't have discipline? That's coaching. And look, I'm not saying that I was, that I could hold up a jock strap to Deion Sanders when it comes to football. I was a defensive back, but nowhere near as good as him, nowhere near as talented, nowhere near as athletic or tall, right? But when we talk about coaching, when we talk about getting these kids ready, I can speak to that because I was a part of a winning program. So offensive tackle, 6'6", 295. You can work with that. Another white boy from a two-parent household, offensive tackle, 6'7", 285 pounds. You got 300-pounders on the offensive line. 6'5", Kareem Harden, 6'5", 315 pounds. I could work with that. Savion Washington, 6'8", 320 pounds. Sounds about right to me. You got them. They're there. Now you got to coach them up. So, I mean, shout out to the young men. Shout out to those offensive linemen because they're not. Yes, they suck. They do suck. Okay, that's a fact. I'm not going to say that they're good. Giving up the most sacks in the NCAA, that's unacceptable. But it comes down to coaching. The penalties, that's coaching. You need to run their monkey ass. You need to run their asses. You don't need to be their buddy. And I don't know what's going on in between, the locker room. But when I watch the little, I forgot the YouTube channel that Colorado football, Deion Sanders' son runs. But when I watch that, it's too much playing around. It's not enough. Like, get that fucking camera out my face. We in film. You know what I'm saying? This is football. This ain't no look cute, be on the camera and make jokes. And I like the exposure to a certain extent, but then y'all are losing focus and you're losing football games. Let's listen to what Deion Sanders had to say post game before he even knew that they got robbed. And y'all know it was some niggas who robbed him. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody lined them up and it was an inside job. If I was Deion Sanders, I would look at everybody on my roster who come from California. So I'm looking. Look, I'm on a website, and I'm looking for anybody who come from California. You come from California, nigga, you a suspect. Because here's what they don't talk about. And I don't want to single these kids out. But it's a few of them that come from Cali. I'm looking at right now. But none that I would think. Maybe a couple. I got a couple who I think might be the suspect, but I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna put them out. But I do think it was an inside job. This is what they don't talk about in college football. Your teammates steal from you. Y'all on live, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. Not everybody's getting them big ass NIL deals. Not everybody getting the $4.8 million that Shedeur Sanders got. Not everybody's getting a $1.2 million deal, whatever that Travis Hunter's getting. Not everybody's getting that. Okay? Most of these kids are not getting high-level NIL deals. They just trying to make it by. So when they're not getting that deal and they're not getting playing time, they will, well off media. Shout out to Alphazo. They'll line you up. They will line you up. They'll line you up. Your teammates will steal from you. That's a fact. That's a fact. I've had my own experiences. Let's just keep it a buck. You're playing football. It's mostly an all-black sport. Somebody's going to rob you. It sucks. It's the reality. And, when you get robbed by your own teammate, it stings a little different. I ain't going to lie. It stings a little different. Shout out to Stephanie for the $5 Cash App.
Oh, say that.
But, anybody can tell you, and I don't like to, talk about what happened in the locker room. But anybody could tell you, especially, we didn't have these issues with Kirby. But in the Rick era, in the Mark Rick era, anybody who played under Mark Rick, I guarantee somebody got robbed from the locker room. Somebody got robbed. Y'all, we had some gangsters on our team. With Sean Ely, Isaiah Crowell. And these guys were bringing hood niggas into the locker room. Niggas was getting robbed on that Georgia football team under Mark Rick. And I don't blame Rick, but I just think that, he was more of a laissez-faire coach. And he's a good coach, good guy. But, hell, niggas was getting robbed under Rick. I ain't gonna lie. Anybody who played Georgia football under Mark Rick knows that, your shit was liable to get stolen in the locker room if you left it out. It feels something nice. Your shit getting stolen. And y'all have to understand, a lot of these kids come from the gutter. They come from nothing. And then, you know, you see what happens.
We just don't have the fight or the passion to do what we want to do. I'm a little biased because I'm his father, but I think we have the best quarterback in the country. And
here's the thing. I agree, and he doesn't have space to throw the ball. Shedeur Sanders is, I mean, he's talented. I watched him at Jackson State. He always makes the right throws, except when they played was it the Sanford game? Was it the Sanford game? Where he threw that interception in the end zone? Or was that let me see. Where they went into overtime? Let's see. Who is it when they went into overtime and lost? Let's see. Sorry, guys. I should have had this up. If you guys remember, sorry. Yeah, I know it's dead air. I'm about to find it right now. Arizona State, sorry. No, because when they went into overtime in Colorado State, they won that game. But then when they went into, I think they went into double overtime against Arizona State. And no, not Arizona State. Fuck. Yeah, it was Sanford. It was Sanford. Yeah, it was Sanford or Stanford. My bad. Stanford. Yeah, when they went into overtime with Stanford and Shedeur Sanders threw that interception on third, I think it was 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 8, and he throws the interception. I'm like, what are you doing? This is 4-down territory. Throw the ball away, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the few mistakes that he made as a quarterback. I think that, you know, with this football team, he's going to have to scramble a lot more. And he wasn't used to that, but now he's getting used to that. But I mean, he's taking a beating. His body's taking a beating. I mean, they got to do something with that offensive line.
I think any other quarterback could put up with or stand and deliver like ours do, week in and week out, and taking the beating that he's taking. And then we got to address that. We got to address that scheme wise. We got to address that functionally with what we have on the line, and we just got to do a better job. We really do.
Coach, you mentioned the coaching aspect of it as well.
Yes, sir.
Specifically with the offensive line, I mean, what has to improve in that aspect besides from
the line? The line has to improve. It ain't no aspect. The line has to improve.
We talked about run pass balance a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was up until that last drive, you had maybe 7 carries with running backs, you had like 34 passes.
Yeah.
How much of that is a struggle for you guys right now?
Well, it's a struggle to run the ball. It's a struggle to run the ball. And we got to figure that out, because now you're one-dimensional, and it's easy to stop a team when they're one-dimensional, and that's who we are at this point in time.
Yeah.
Could follow up on that? Could being able to commit to that, you talked about one.
Commit to what?
Running the ball. Could that help?
I think we committed to it on a first down, and it was 2nd and 15. Right. Those are the type of things you don't want to do and get behind the 8 ball. First downs are so vital. First downs are everything. I mean, first downs are when we held them.
Yeah, and he's getting better with the press conferences, but in the beginning of the season, it was just, you know, he was talking a lot of talk. They won some football games, you know, that I liked that they were winning, and I was rooting for them. But he was saying a lot of things like, they don't want to see a black man do this and do that. It's like, no, bro. We don't want to see a motherfucker who ain't done shit in the coaching realm. Yes, you're primetime Deion Sanders, athletically, yes. But in the coaching realm, brother, yes, at Jackson State. But when it comes to college football, nigga, you ain't done shit. So it's like, you're talking all this cocky shit, getting all these deals, getting all these sponsorships, and you haven't won shit. So it's just like, you know, what the hell are you talking about? Shout out to Chaotic Truth Live. He says, why on earth are 20-year college students walking around with tens of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry? Exactly. They are asking to either be robbed or killed. Facts. Like, here's the thing. Black men out of anybody should know this. You don't show nice things to niggas. Let me repeat. You do not show nice things to niggas. And I think one time, like, somebody was talking shit to Shedeur Sanders, like, outside. He wasn't even, you know, in football attire, wasn't in his jersey and stuff like that. This motherfucker flexed his watch to a heckling fan off of the football field. Like, and it was like they were getting out of some Escalade or some big truck. They were going into a club or leaving it, something like that, or going to walk on the strip. I forgot exactly where it was, but they're basically on the night scene. And somebody says, so, oh, you know, I don't know. I don't even remember what they said, but he puts the watch up and flexes the watch. I'm like, bro, this is how you know this nigga, he don't got no street smarts. He don't got no street smarts. And I would hate for something to happen to him, but the way that he's moving, it's not proper. And it only take a little bit for these hoes to set you up for a show. And he looked like, I ain't gonna lie, Shedeur Sanders looks like a nigga who would get set up by a bitch. Facts. Shedeur, like, bro, he has to understand that, and I hate saying this, but as a black man, and you got money, your fucking life is on the line. Like, these niggas want you the most. Okay? And you're cocky with it too. He's cocky on the football field. He's cocky, you know, even on social media. I like the way he handles the press, though. I haven't really taken issue with the way Shedeur Sanders handles the press. I think he comes off as very humble when he handles the press. I think the other players come off as humble as well. I didn't see any big issues. I mean, Shiloh, you know, I think he's a lot more expressive, and he has a lot of big energy, but they don't come off as super cocky to me when they speak to the press. But off of, like, on social media and on the field, like the after win antics, flashing your watch at the players, like I think he was promoting at the Stanford game. He was promoting some clothing line or some brand that he was pushing on Instagram, making a post on his personal social media page on Instagram. I don't know if he actually did it himself or if he you know, had somebody on his team do it. You're not focused on the game, man. You're not focused on the game. And when you're not focused on the game, you're opening up, you know, so many possibilities. And I just hope that, I mean, he stay in Boulder, Colorado with that shit, because I know they feel real safe in Boulder. I know they feel real safe in Boulder. Okay, let's actually, man, let's look at some of them demographics, right? Let's look at the demographics of Boulder, Colorado. So let's see. Woo! Yeah, he feel real safe, nigga. This nigga feel real safe in Boulder. That's why he acting like that. Because here's the thing. Black people, you can flex on. And this is the thing, bro. This is how I know that, like, racism is really not a factor in black people's lives in 2023. The only racism that is a factor, maybe, if you don't have thick skin and you're online on Twitter. Like, but in real life, he feel comfortable flexing a watch because black people are not threatened by white people. You know, it's just the facts, respectfully. And I love my white folks, y'all, but black people as a whole, like, they try and make it seem, oh, we're just scared to get hung. No, that's not the case. So he feels really safe wearing his jewelry, wearing his watches. I bet that nigga keep his dorm room unlocked. I bet this nigga keep his dorm room unlocked, man. Boulder is so fucking safe. Let me read you the demographics. Actually, I ain't even gonna read it to you because the sister's gonna say I'm lying. That ain't true. It's way more. We actually invented Boulder. What you mean? We are the Boulder. That's what the sisters. We are the Boulder. That's what the sister's gonna say. They gonna say I'm making up the data. Here we go. Boulder, Colorado, demographics by race. White, 89%. Black, 1.3%. Oh, that nigga feel real safe. Hey, when he on campus, he ain't seen besides his teammates, he ain't seeing a nigga in ages. In ages. 0.9% American Indian, 5.1% Asian. I'm feeling a little more safe. You know what I'm saying? Native Hawaiian, 0.1%. Two or more races, mixed niggas, 3%. Hispanic or Latino, 14%. Most of those are white Latino, as you can see, 76.9%. 76.9% white alone, not Hispanic or Latino. But then you have 89% white alone. There's some overlap there, obviously, but y'all get the point. Boulder is hella white. So Shedeur Sanders feels very safe in Boulder. That's why he's so confident to flex his watch and flex his chains and wear them out and probably wear them on campus. He probably wearing his jewelry to class. He probably flexing on the hoes. He probably pulling up in big body Benzes, McLarens, fucking Corvettes, and all types of different vehicles and shit like that. Leaving his door unlocked, walking down the streets, ain't no gum on the streets. I mean, this nigga is living his best life. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all been to an all-white area. You don't feel a threat. There's no threats. I don't know how to explain it, but every black person knows what I'm talking about, but will deny this. Like, and like even in a hood club, y'all know that feeling in the hood club. God damn. I mean, it's a lot of ass in here, but I hope this bitch don't get shot up. You know what I'm saying? You go to one of them white bars, you will literally get shit-faced and one of them motherfuckers will take you home. I swear to God. As long as you don't, as long as you're not an asshole like that councilwoman from Clayton County that I did a story on. As long as you're not an asshole, you get shit-faced in one of them white clubs, them motherfuckers will give you a ride home. You'll be puking in their car. They'll be like, oh, it's okay, man. We'll clean it up. Right? It's just a car. It can be replaced. I swear to God. All right. Y'all don't have to believe me. I mean, I've been in these spaces. These motherfuckers will take you home. Shit, get shit-faced in the club with a nigga. Everybody pulling their phones out. They laughing at you. You get shit-faced in the hood club. They laughing at you. They kicking your ass. They might even beat your ass if you lean on them too much. Oh, shit, bro. Can you help me? And then you like grab onto their shoulder. Man, what the fuck, bro? You gonna start a whole brawl in that motherfucker. I mean, I'm just keeping it a buck. And like, this is not you love white people. I mean, no, I'm genuinely being honest. For one, I love all people, but I'm being honest. I'm being honest, man. Oh my God. Somebody talking about some Shedeur flexing a watch ain't no different, just like Tyreek Hill turning flips. Are you out of your mind? This is why women shouldn't speak on male sports. Guys, shining example right here. Roxy Rowe, explain Tyreek Hill shenanigans? What? The man is not flexing jewelry during a football game. Right? And the NFL is a whole different game. It's different from college football. In the NFL, we got characters like Chad Ochocinco. You got characters like T.O. And guess what happened to them? They were blackballed from the Hall of Fame for the longest because of what? Their antics. You don't want to be that. As a football player, you don't want to be that. right? You don't want to be the one getting fined every week, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, right? Like, y'all just don't get it, man. They don't get it. But here's the thing. You're going to end up getting it. In Colorado, Boulder football, they're getting it now. Man, this shit fucked up. When you see the video, man, this shit fucked up. Them niggas done robbed us, bro. They done ran up in it. Man, they done hit a lick. Well, when you show them the inside of the safe, what the fuck do you expect? Like, y'all have to understand. You get these NIL deals, and you need to put that money up in a safe place. Invest in real estate. Where's the financial literacy on the football team? We had it at Georgia. At the University of Georgia, you go in them player locker rooms, they're having people come in and teach about financial literacy. And we wasn't even getting paid back then. They're like, hey, take your per diem, put it in the stock market. Take your per diem, put it in the Acorns app. They were literally telling us that. And the black men who took advantage of that are succeeding now, and the ones who didn't are working at the Dollar General. Okay? It's just a fact. So, I mean, to compare Tyreek Hill's touchdown celebrations to what Shedeur Sanders is doing, for one, Tyreek Hill is a winner. He has a Super Bowl. Uh-oh. Tyreek Hill is a winner. He has a Super Bowl. He's reserved the right to do a backflip with his phone in the end zone. Totally different. The Dolphins, they're a winning franchise. The Colorado Buffaloes are not. You can't be doing all this shit when you're losing. Okay? So here we go. Woman knows more than you if you are blind to Coach Prime process from HBCU and not seeing what he's doing for the football program. For one, I followed Coach Prime when he was at Jackson State. I watched all the football games. I played college football. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. When you win championships, when you want to win championships, it takes discipline. One player is not your end-all, be-all. Look at my alma mater, the University of Georgia. Brock Bowers, Heisman candidate, right? Everybody felt like he was our team. What are they going to do without Brock Bowers? First week without Brock Bowers, we play the Florida Gators, and we crush them. Big-time rivalry in a neutral territory, which is really not neutral. I believe it's in Jacksonville, Florida. Or, yeah, I think it's in Jacksonville, the neutral stadium. So we lose our star player, and then we crush our next opponent. Your football team is not one team. It's not one person. Shedeur Sanders makes it about one person. That's a problem. And Coach Sanders should be able to tell his son, hey, man, set an example for these kids. Yes, I know you're good. We all know he's good. We all know he's talented. And he's not able to show his talent because of the offensive line. It's true. Right? And we're not saying that Coach Prime isn't bringing money to the school, but money's not everything, honey. That's what y'all women got fucked up. Money's not everything. I don't give a fuck if I'm making $5 million. If I'm losing, if I'm going 3-9, I don't care. I'm not happy. Money doesn't make men happy. Accomplishments, success. Right? Like, it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy, bro. Just stick to women's sports. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Statistically, on first downs, it was hard for them to move the ball as well. And when we're getting negative yards on first down, that's a tremendous loss. Because now you know you're going to throw the ball on second down, and they're calling their defenses pertaining to that loss.
I just asked that in terms of the big picture, trying to keep Shedeur upright, healthy. Overall.
The big picture, you go get new linemen.
The big picture, you go get new linemen. So you throw your offensive line under the bus. These are 19, 18, 20-year-old kids. Oh, just get new linemen. I can't support that. And I don't see many of Deion Sanders is the most criticized coach. Nobody's criticizing him for this shit. Not many people. People are making excuses. Well, the offensive line does suck. You don't say that. The only person who has been he hasn't been necessarily totally, I mean, Feinbaum. He's been critical of the antics, and he was the one who criticized Deion Sanders saying the offensive line. Everybody else is kissing his ass. Well, he's right. You need to swap all the. You don't say that though. You don't say that. Look, I mean, I'm not saying that he's not a bad coach, right? I'm not saying that he's a bad coach. I'm saying he has some work to do, and the antics and the lack of discipline that he's instilling in his players, that's the reason why they're losing. That's the reason why you're getting robbed. That's the reason why people are criticizing you, because your players have no discipline. He talked about Kermani McClain not coming to meetings. Set an example. You got to understand how these players feel. He's not getting PT. He's a hood nigga from Florida. He's used to people kissing his ass, telling him he's the best thing since sliced bread. He goes over there to Colorado, and he's not seeing the field because he doesn't learn the plays. Why is he not learning the plays? Because he's taking his NIL money, tricking it off, or doing some stupid shit. All right. Let's see. Let's keep going.
That's the picture. I'm gonna paint it perfectly. Travis is Travis. I keep telling you that he's the one.
Now that boy Travis Hunter, he's a problem. That nigga's fine.
Kid, not the one. It's multiple kids. I don't concern myself about their play and their attitude. Travis is gonna bounce back, and I know he's gonna bounce back. You know, he was coming off of injury, and he was taking the offensive.
Yeah, I mean, but that was the point that I wanted to make. He threw his offensive line on the bus. I think that was a low class moment. I'm not saying he can't come back from that, but that's how you lose confidence, or the confidence of your players. You think your offensive line ain't blocking now? Wait till you throw them under the fucking bus like you just did. Wait till you throw them under the bus like you just did. But yeah, I mean, Travis Hunter, here's the thing about Travis Hunter. That young man, he plays both sides of the ball. Actually, he plays all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. He's spectacular in all three phases. He knows the routes that the wide receivers are running. And here's his only flaw, his size. He's 165 pounds. He's 165 pounds. That's his only flaw. He needs to get big because once he I forgot it was the receiver who was giving him that work on Stanford when they played Stanford, but he was getting worked, and he was playing both sides of the ball, so he was gassed. I don't think he needs to play both sides of the balls. Maybe a couple special plays here and there. They need him on defense exclusively. He's doing too much. He's going to run his body down. He already got injured. Keep that man on defense. He can play. He can do all that other stuff, specialized plays on offense if you need him, right? Put him in motion, use him that way. Use him on a quick slant when they're in cover two. Break down the middle, throw it right over the linebackers' heads. But he needs to focus on defense because that's where they need him at. You can't play that many snaps a game. And I know he's a young man. I know they say, oh, he has a motor like this and a third. Dude, I mean, I played with guys who have motors. I'm talking about everlasting motors. And they still cannot play that many snaps. It's impossible. You can't put your body through it, especially avoiding injury. In practice, it feels like, when practice, you can practice all day, but that game speed is different, and you're going to pull a muscle game speed. You're going to pull a muscle game speed. I don't care what nobody says. You're playing that many snaps, you're going to pull a muscle, point blank. And the only thing saving him from pulling a muscle, again, because I believe he already pulled a muscle, is he's so small, and he doesn't even have that many muscles, right? So he probably still has a lot more flexibility in his hips, because he's not jacked like that. And I think, you know, that helps him be a lot quicker and whatnot in ways, but he needs to put on size. He needs to be at least 190 pounds if he wants to be an NFL defensive back.
The Bucs didn't just lose to UCLA. Some players say they lost more in the locker room. Police in Pasadena are investigating a report that several items disappeared during the game Saturday night. On the Well Off Media YouTube channel run by Deion Sanders Jr., this video posted yesterday recapped the game, including several players reporting their jewelry was stolen from the locker room. UCLA's athletic department confirmed a report was filed to Pasadena police and that they were in communication with police, Rose Bowl officials, and TU. Nothing new to report as of yet.
So let's watch that Well Off Media clip that I think Deion Sanders Jr., aka Bucky, runs the YouTube channel. But I genuinely think they were targeted because of the antics. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You're flashing all this jewelry, all y'all niggas going live. So we're gonna break this down. Let's get to the end where they got robbed. It was a rough game for sure.
So they're gonna get in touch with y'all.
So these folks done broke into the locker room. Who are these folks? Any takers? These super gremlins are on demon time.
During the game? During the game. They stole the chain? Insane, bro. They stole yours? During the game.
You go play football, bro. I know your shit saved, dog. You're messed up, bro.
During the game. Boys get back in the locker room, chain gone. Somebody broke into the locker room.
Nobody knows shit, bro. Nobody knows shit, bro.
Nobody knows shit, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if a player literally set that shit up. Like a Colorado player set that. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. But going live in the locker room and doing all this shit, it doesn't help, especially when you have jewelry. Now, I can understand if you're going live, even though you need to be focused on the game. But I can understand going live. I can understand going live and you know, in the locker room, we have fun. We go live. You know, it brings the hose out. That's a fact. Like if you're on a football team in college and you go live in the locker room, nigga, you finna get fucked. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but also you need to be focused on the game. So that's that too. I mean, if you're gonna go live in the locker room, do it during the week, not game day. I think they need to implement more rules, discipline, no phones, no jewelry, business casual. We leave in suits. We bust in suits. We leave in suits. You know, maybe not leave in suits because you're sweaty and all this stuff after the game. But anyways, we got Chaotic Truth, who has joined the panel. And if you guys want to join the panel, you know, go ahead. But what do you say? What do you have to say about these
brother, and please forgive me if I am speaking about things I do not know. I never played football. I've always thought it was barbaric. However, I do enjoy watching it every now and then. And I did grow up in the 90s, and I was a huge, huge fan, and I'm still a huge fan of Deion Sanders. The problem that I see with Deion Sanders, and I hate to say this because the man is an insane cultural figure, is that we know that there are double standards in life, and we know that certain people can get away with certain things. Deion Sanders in the late 80s, when I was a child, he could get away with wearing the wrap chains, the big chains, the sunglasses, because that was his persona. That was his MO. That was his character. And we already knew well, I mean, not me. I was like 4 or 5 when he was drafted, but it was known that he was going to be a high draft pick in the NFL. He was already playing, if I'm not mistaken, he was playing in the MLB before he got drafted, and he was that dude in college.
Yeah.
So he could walk around with the chains. He could walk around with this larger than life persona. But the tragedy of what is going on now is that I don't know whether he is giving off this impression or he is telling these kids that they can do this, but 99% of these kids at Colorado are never going to go to the league. And you and I know that. You know, I don't even play football to know that. These kids don't have a larger than life persona. These kids don't have characters. These kids are essentially nobodies. However, they live in a participation trophy generation now. So you have a lot of these kids, and even some of these kids, I would assume on the team are NIL. I would assume not just Shedeur, but there might be some other kids with NIL deals. They're still nobodies. And because they're nobodies, they don't have the protection. They don't have the media protection. They don't have the actual security. They don't have what Deion had in the 80s. Deion was protected in the 80s. You're not touching Deion. Now, it's anybody can be touched, but But basically, you're not going to touch him. You're not going to touch Michael Jordan. You're not going to touch these kids when they're in college. But these regular kids that you don't even know their names, you don't deserve to walk around with the chain on. Shedeur, I mean, you know,
put him up.
In my opinion, even he shouldn't walk around with it. But Shedeur, definitely.
What's the point? Here's the thing. A chain is supposed to be like, it's supposed to be a symbol of wealth. Everybody knows you're fucking rich, dude. You don't have to show anything off.
And Shedeur, to me, you know, I watched them on and off when they were kids on that show that Deion had. Shedeur is trying to live in the shadow of his father. He's never going to be as popular. And don't get me wrong, Shedeur is a great football player. I believe that he might go in the top 10 NFL draft, but Shedeur doesn't have that juice. And I know somebody may say, well, how do you measure juice? What's your metric? Well, I don't think it's me and you talking, right? Until somebody asks me officially, no, you and I know, Black Gen Z, that Shedeur doesn't have that juice. Neither does Shiloh. None of those kids on that team have juice enough to just walk around with these chains and, oh, I'm a live dude. Y'all, it's like they just don't get it.
Except with the exception of Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
But the thing about Travis Hunter, he's the most humble kid on the team.
Right. Well,
and that's crazy. He's the most talented and most humble.
Yeah. But other than that, man, I really believe it was definitely and without a doubt one of their Negro teammates who set them up. I definitely agree with you about the whole thing about Colorado. I went to a beautiful, historically white college. And Black Gen Z, you played college ball, so you've been on college campuses. You know that a white university is pretty much like heaven on earth. Let's be completely honest, man.
Yeah, you leave your laptop in the student center. It'll
come back in 3 hours.
48 hours. 48 hours. You come back. It's the same spot.
And if it's not there, it's somebody
lost and
turned it into lost and found at the kiosk or at the concierge in the student center. And so the thing is that you are absolutely right. Shedeur would never show his watch openly if he was playing Mary Bethune-Cookman College, wherever they play at. He just wouldn't do it, man. And so
he didn't do that shit at Jackson State. He was not doing that at Jackson State. And them niggas robbed him at Jackson State too. They got robbed at Jackson State.
Negroes get away with a lot of showboating around or in white communities.
Yes.
A lot of times Negroes don't showboat like that. You may catch a Negro or two wearing a gold chain in the hood, but really a nigga ain't wearing, can I say nigga over here? Really a nigga ain't wearing a gold chain walking down no damn Martin Luther King Boulevard because he knows he's gonna get robbed.
Right.
That's the expectation. But go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I don't know if you agree with everything I said, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the reality. Like, here's the thing. He feels comfortable in Boulder. And I would feel comfortable in Boulder too. It's a beautiful scenery. They updated the facilities. I mean, they've got a beautiful locker room. The campus is amazing. I've been there once. So you know, they have everything set up for them, and he doesn't mind pulling out a big body Benz. He doesn't mind pulling out these cars, these whips, these chains, and these watches in Boulder. But guess what? California, LA specifically, is a no-fly zone. Even the police commissioner said, we cannot protect you in LA. It's free reign to loot and rob in Los Angeles. You can go and steal anything, and you're not going to be prosecuted. So and here's the thing. When I played college football, guess what our coaches said? We went to Memphis and we played in the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. And before we left, we had to we had to find our own transportation. You know, that was way before they were doing NIL. Before we left, they said, make sure you park somewhere safe on the hotel premises. Once you get in, bring your bags straight to the hotel. Don't go into the street and look for anything, because Beale Street in Memphis is dangerous. And then they told you there's a part of Beale Street that cuts off that you don't want to go past, where you'll get robbed or killed at. And they let you know. I think I believe, you know, Deion might not have had that talk because they're so comfortable in Boulder. He didn't have that talk and then he has an idealistic outlook of the community. He has an idealistic outlook of the community. Everybody loves me. I'm Deion. The only people who hate me are white people who can't stand to see a black man win. No, brother.
I'm say he just been like he been in the suburbs too long, so he hasn't been acclimated back to that environment. Like you said, LA is bad and everything. I think he just lost to Stanford a while ago, and I'm in the Bay Area, and that's where they're at and everything. And I'm surprised he didn't get robbed out here, because the Bay Area is probably a little bit worse than LA and stuff, as far as like, not as far as murders, but as far as the bipping and everything like that. So, I mean, you know, he just gotta realize that like most people, they ain't got the money like that. And especially when he dealing with Negroes and stuff, they will, take it upon themselves to make a play. Like what other bruh just said, you know, chaotic truth. I believe is something similar to that too. I think that probably a teammate probably had one of his cousins, whatever, be like, oh, we about to be playing. How about you break in the locker room, and then I'm gonna act like I'm so confused and this and that. They probably gonna melt that shit down, and then you know they gonna all be shining, and they gonna be like, where you get this? I don't even know. I think I just got a rich uncle. He just blessed me.
Like, and you know what they say? We in the community, we got the type of niggas who will steal something and help you look for it. Those are the type of niggas who are, you know, I mean, those are the type of niggas who we got. So it's like, and here's the thing too. And I'm not trying to act like I'm just like some, you know, super street dude, but I do know a lot about the streets, especially doing this channel. And one thing that I know is when you get robbed, when someone hits a lick on you, you don't say a word. You don't say shit. Why? Because when black people see vulnerability, and this goes back to high school, they're going to pounce. Now your team is a walking lick. Damn, them niggas got over on Colorado. Shit, them niggas must be easy to hit a lick on. Y'all look like you're easy to rob now. And they got the chains and they got the jewelry. Bro, when you get robbed, you shut the fuck up. You do your intel on the back end. Maybe tell the police, don't put it on social media. Man, we got robbed tonight. Niggas posting on the story. Man, them niggas ran me for a $60,000 chain. You see what they did to Pop Smoke when he went out there.
Yeah, what I'm not understanding, I know that Deion Sanders' kids are not from the hood. I know they're not from that environment, and that's a good thing. But I would assume that, this is just my assuming, you know, I would assume, because most black folks, regardless of where they come from, they have family members, whatever, you know, that's from that life, that's in that environment. So I would think that Deion Sanders would have like some of his younger nephews and nieces, whatever, come travel with them as like, you know, protection for they, you know, that's what I would think, but apparently that's not happening.
Black Gen Z, you there? I'll take over until he gets back.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to turn my damn AC down. It's hot as a bitch.
Okay.
But yeah. So I mean, I think it's the discipline. You know, when you go on away games, for one, if you are going to bring something valuable, you lock it up. The locker rooms have lock boxes. You lock it up. They got comfortable. They felt like they was King Dingling. They went in there, got their ass kicked, and then got robbed.
Yeah. Do you feel like?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh, I'm just gonna ask you, Black Gen Z, quick question. Since it is Halloween, do you feel like many of his players are cosplaying as the Deion of the '90s? Like it's like they're cosplaying. Do you feel like they're doing that?
Yeah, I think everybody. Here's the thing: Deion is a player's coach.
Mm-hmm.
Deion is a player's coach, and guess what? Players' coaches are not good head coaches. The players' coaches, buddy would say, "Hey, it was good," giving team dap. I mean, shit. Yeah, I mean, you have good relationships with your coaches and shit like that, but you also have a healthy fear of your coaches. And I don't think his players have that fear of Deion. They don't have the fear that Deion is going to run them until they pass out. They don't have that fear because Deion was a player, and he's like, running play. In some players' minds, running discipline don't work. Well, it does, because not only does it get you in condition, but then it sets the mindset for, you know, a negative consequence for negative behavior, like penalties. All those penalties that they're racking up, they should have corrected that in week 1. You on Mondays, you punish. Monday is for punishment. You play a game on Saturday, you rest on Sunday, and you're not looking forward to Monday practice. Why? Because it's punishment. You're going shells and you're being punished. You're going to run for the mistakes that you made in the previous game. And I believe they're not doing that. I don't think that they're doing disciplinary conditioning based off of the performance of the game. When you miss assignments, like if a good play happens, it's a good play. But they're like, we had spreadsheets at the University of Georgia where they're tracking, you know, missed tackles, this, that, or that. And by the time you get down through all the film, you got like 10, 15 gashers that you got to run after practice for the mistakes that you made in the game. I don't think Deion is implementing this type of discipline, and that's why they're so undisciplined at the snap of the ball or before the snap of the ball. Gary S. asks, why can't I super chat? Well, that's a great question. You probably should ask YouTube. I am demonetized on this channel, guys. I'm demonetized. I'm shadow banned. I am censored. I am highly, fucking, they got me blacked out over here. So if you want to donate, PayPal, Cash App, GoFundMe. We don't have a super trap. I've been working on getting it back, but apparently I'm inciting violence by condemning violence. All right.
Yeah, because this is the first time I heard you go live in like a year and a half. I ain't get no notifications for hella long.
Yeah, it's crazy. I went live last week.
Damn.
Yeah.
Black Gen Z, let me ask you a question, man. You know, again, I didn't play football or anything at the NCAA level. So there's 88 members of the football team in college, or is it a little bit more in college?
85 guys travel. So there's usually 115, 120 man roster. 85 guys travel on away games. So
what percentage of those boys are jealous of Shedeur and Shiloh?
Oh man, that's what. See, that's
I don't
why
know if you covered that, but did you cover that? Okay.
Well, that's why I mentioned it was an inside job, because when you're doing all that flash, when you're doing all that, you know, cutting up and all this shit, I mean, there are guys who are looking at him like, man, that nigga ain't that far. He ain't that good to be doing all that. Like, you have to understand. And some of those guys are on your damn team. And some of those guys don't like your daddy because he promised them some playing time and they're not playing. So there are some guys who are jealous. I don't think that the wide receiver core is jealous of Shedeur because they're getting passes. But I mean, there's got to be some jealousy somewhere. And I think they were trying to hit the jackpot with Shedeur. It doesn't seem like his jewelry was actually touched. But, you know, these guys will set you up, man, especially when you talk like Coach Prime talks and, oh, I'm going to throw out the whole roster. I'm going to go get some Louis and da-da-da-da. Well, where's your Louis now? They done stole, thousands of dollars worth of your goddamn Louis.
You know,
can't get it back.
You know how you could figure out, this is my theory, possibly who was involved. Look on the, maybe you could look it up and see, look online and see who's from LA or who's from California. And then that's how you.
Yeah, I did that. And oof. I mean, I didn't want to single anybody out, but I think it'll be entertaining to kind of say, who do you think is the suspect? Let's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead with your question.
I got one more question for you, man. And I got to be a little bit devil's advocate to throw some wood in the fire, I guess. And you already know me, so you already know what I actually believe. But I'm gonna be devil's advocate here. Is it possible? Is it possible that he was just robbed by some white UCLA students?
Come on, Brad. Come on, man.
I mean, UCLA is predominantly white, so it's possible. It's possible.
If it wasn't black, then it was Mexicans, and there's no Mexicans on the football team, so that's a no.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's why I know it wasn't a white person. Because if it was a white person, they would have said it already. And the reason why they would have said it already, because a white person who has motive to steal the jewelry from the Colorado football players, they're doing that to slight Coach Prime, right? So if they were going to do it, which nobody would ever do that, no white person would ever do that. But if he was going to do it, he would steal the jury and then, I got your jury, take the L. And move on, right? But he would do that kind of like when the fan ran on the field to Caleb Williams and was taunting him. I don't know if you guys saw that, where the fan ran on the field with Caleb Williams and was making fun of him after the USC game and stuff like that. Like they just. There's no possibility that a white person did this. Let me just say that.
Are you talking about the game that was a couple of days ago against Berkeley?
Nah, it was a couple of weeks ago when USC, who'd they play? They lost to, damn it, I can't even remember now. But it was a couple of weeks ago. But anyways, okay, so we're looking at the Colorado roster, and we type in the find bar, Control F, and we click California. Now, the first person that pops up, Leonard Payne. All right, suspect number 1. Here's the thing about Leonard.
Now, why are you?
Leonard Payne?
Now, why are you?
I don't want to put him on.
Now, why are you pointing out or picking out the people from California? What's your logic in that?
So
They got
because
homies in the area.
yeah, exactly. Okay. So here's the thing. Everybody knows that California is a no-fly zone. Yeah, the Notre Dame game. Yeah, shout out to M626. Yeah, it was a Notre Dame game where the fan jumped on the field and was taunting Caleb Williams. But here's the thing. When you enter into LA, everybody knows it's a fly zone. It's a no-fly zone. What do you have to do? What does WAC 100 and all them blood niggas say when you come into LA? What you got to do?
Check in.
Check in. Okay. So when family returns to Cali, they're not necessarily checking in because they from that, but they're hitting up the fam. Yo, what's good? Whatever. So you need an inside guy. You need a nigga who don't give a fuck, who gonna walk past that old ass 65-year-old white security guard and walk past him like he didn't see him. You need a nigga like that to hit a lick like this. And that's exactly what those Cali natives have. So my guess is it was somebody from Cali who had family in Cali. They fly to Cali. He already had it lined up beforehand and he got them niggas robbed, right? So, I mean, and here's the thing too. For one, you have to have exclusive tickets to get back there to that locker room, unless you play bully ball. And there's no evidence that anybody played bully ball. So where do you get exclusive tickets from? The players.
The players. Now you're breaking it down even more, and that's something I didn't even know though. So you being a former player, that's a lot of inside information. So that really makes it seem like the players are making us look like idiots by making us believe that somebody really broke in there when it's not making any sense now.
Yeah. one of the players, I believe, I mean, and it could have been a UCLA player. It totally could have been a UCLA player who gave his buddy access, whatever. It could have been that too. I won't put it past that as well, because those guys, they from that, right? But it also could have been a coordinated effort from the Buffalo side as well. And you have to have exclusive tickets to get under that tunnel and get access to that locker room. And the only people who can really get those tickets are family. Like, even when I was on the team, you give tickets to a bitch, but you couldn't give her tickets, like the backstage tickets. That was exclusively for family, so they had to be your family. So family are the ones who get those backstage, or recruits. Now, it could have been UCLA recruits as well. That's a possibility. But you know, if I was going to look internally, which is where I would look first, I would look at the football players first internally, do an investigation there. I would look at everybody who is from Cali on the Colorado team. And, you know, the first suspect is Leonard Payne. Now, Leonard Payne, the only motive that I could see, he's a transfer portal guy, and he is coming from Fresno State. And, I mean, he's a transfer portal guy. He doesn't have that much loyalty to the program. That's the motive that I could, you know, come up. And I'm not saying any of these guys.
I don't think it would be him, because you said Fresno.
I'm just saying this is my line of thinking as to like who I would look at. Well, he went to college at Fresno State, but he's from Los Angeles.
Oh, well, never mind.
So we got Victory Johnson from San Diego. ILB, he don't look like the type, honestly. Joshka Gustav, definitely know him. Isaiah Jota, all right. I mean, let's see. He's from San Diego, so not likely since he's from San Diego. And I mean, they got a lot of guys from the transfer portal. It's hard to have loyalty. But anyways, if I was investigating, that's where I would start. Anybody from Cali is getting looked at.
David,
how do you could be him?
How do you recover from this though?
Oh, I said the guy David Greener. It could be him or whatever.
Oh, you said how to recover, like football wise or security wise?
Like no, I mean the team, the players. You know, just trying to build morale, camaraderie. It's kind of hard to do that when something like this happens.
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, losing the football game, you getting robbed, you don't know who did it. You know, these guys, it's going to be hard to come back from, and they have a tough schedule ahead of them, okay? They got a tough schedule ahead of them. They're set to play Oregon State next week, which is not going to be an easy game, all right? Then they play Arizona. Then they play Washington State. It's a good football team. I think they only lost one game. Then they play Utah, USC's kryptonite, and they lost to USC, and they're going to get stomped by Utah if they don't fix those offensive lines issues, because Utah is they're really good at pressures. I think they're top 25 in quarterback pressures. So they're going to get after that quarterback, and they have a good defense. So, I mean, you got one winnable game in here, Arizona. You got one winnable game. So they're looking at going, at best, I mean, let's see. I mean, I give them a 5-3. Or sorry, what the hell? Hold on. How many games is left? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah. And I think they're going to win one game. Yeah. 5-7, honestly.
And you know, bro, you know me. I'm not for victim blaming. However, they're kind of asking for it.
Yeah.
As much as they were stunning.
Exactly. And that's the problem. See, my thing is and people are saying other teams got jewelry. Yeah, but they don't do what Colorado is doing with their shit. They're just not. Okay. Other teams have jewelry, yes, but they're not doing what Shedeur Sanders is doing. You're flexing what appears to be a $300,000 watch. Now it's not $300,000 with all those diamonds on it. But you're flexing a $300,000 watch to motherfuckers who are hungry, especially when you're in LA and you know he was going to flex that watch if he won. You know it.
So is it time for Deion to get to go back to Pop Warner?
Oh. It's time for Deion to stop being buddy with his players and be a coach. You can't be a player's coach, head coach. It just doesn't work like that. All right? It just doesn't work like that. You have to
got it in him. Maybe he's just too laid back.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the kicker. I think he made great hires in the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator position. He's good for the motivational speeches for sure, but he needs to hand off a lot of the coaching and get somebody who is player personnel and going to focus on that discipline aspect, because the players are just completely undisciplined. And it's just like, it's embarrassing to watch because you got penalty after penalty after penalty. And these guys, it's the same guys over and over again. And it's losing them football games, and they haven't corrected the penalty problem. Like, you have to discipline those players. I don't think he's disciplining them enough. I think that, and also, you know, when they coach, if you watch the games, he just sits there with his arms folded. Have y'all seen that? Yeah. When you watch the games, he sits there with a straight face with his arms folded. Yeah. I mean, but when shit's going good, hey, we're half fiving and da-da-da-da-da. But then when shit's going bad, arms folded, pouting. Dude.
I don't think he really cares if they win or lose, to be honest. Just keeping it real, like, he already got paid, so he don't give a fuck.
I think he wants to win. That's more money for him.
I don't think he do. I think
he cares. I do think he cares. I just think that it's a tough adjustment, and he's having to put on a whole bunch of hats. He's having to be recruiter, and when you're a recruiter, you got to be buddy with the kids and all this kind of stuff, and you got to get them to want to come to Colorado and you know, hey, we dab you up. Yeah, I'm a brother too. Yeah, we get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want one of these white coaches to come and scoop you up. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's giving them that talk. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to one of these white programs. They don't understand how we, they don't understand how we like to get our swag on and shit like that. I'm gonna let you swag out, baby. You know, Deion is telling them, hey man, I'm gonna let you be you. I'm gonna let you do your personality. I'm gonna let you swag out. You can't do that. You can't. If you want to win championships now, if you just want to be, oh, yeah, we the most swaggy, and you know what I'm saying? You can do that. But if you want to win championships, it's not about swag. Keep the swags in the jersey. Everything else, throw it away.
Do you want to have this? Oh, sorry, I was going to say, do you want to have this conversation in that maybe Charleston White said this earlier? I seen some. He said, well, maybe black coaches just can't do it then. Maybe that's it.
I don't agree with that, because, I mean, you got Tony Dungy. You got Mike Tomlin in the NFL. You got a lot of black coaches. Obviously, Mel Tucker just dropped the bag, the $100 million bag, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when he was in Chicago,
you said what now?
Lovie Smith was killing it when he was in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I think the black coaches can do it, but it takes a certain black coach, and it's hard to go from player to coach. Everybody knows this, right? Like, you see Jason Kidd, he's trying to the Brooklyn Nets. He's trying to coach them up, and then it just doesn't work. It's hard to go from player to coach, and Deion, he hasn't gotten that balance yet. Where, okay, I'm gonna be cool with the players, but I think he needs. I'm not gonna say he needs somebody else to do the talking when it comes to recruiting, but he can't promise these kids, I'm gonna just let it do what it do, and I'm gonna just let you vibe out. No, you can't promise them that. You got to tell them, hey, we're a fucking serious program. And if you aren't performing, if you aren't coming to practice, if you're not doing what you have to do, you're not gonna fucking play. And because that's what Georgia's doing. That's what Alabama's doing. They're going to them those kids' living room, sitting their mama and daddy down, and mostly their mamas, and they're telling those kids, hey, we think that you're a great fit for our program, but you're going to earn that fucking spot. And we got a lot of good players, and we want to see who's the best. And that's what those guys are doing, and that's why they're winning. But I just think Deion is going in there. We're going to let you swag out, baby. Come over to Colorado. We're going to put your Instagram handle on the back of your jersey and put you on well-off media. You're going to become a star overnight. We know you got the flash. You got the cameras. You got the bright lights. Like, come on, baby. You know what I'm saying? What you waiting on? You're going to get the most exposure. It's like, dude.
I mean, maybe
it's setting you up for undisciplined players.
Do you think that maybe like a collaboration with another ex-player would do like a better combo? Like, I always thought possibly a good coach would be like Michael Vick or something.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell.
I mean, Michael Vick is a hood nigga, and he can relate to the players, and he's more.
You don't need that. You need a hard ass white coach.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get in their ass, because like it or not, like I mean, you need black coaches for sure. 100%. You need black coaches because that's the black players' outlets. But you need one white coach. He doesn't have to be the head coach. He could be a strength coach, but you need a white coach to get in their fucking ass, right? I mean, I don't want to give up too much, but like sometimes when the coach is coaching you hard, like I mean, people might not believe, but it gets fucking racial. It gets racial on the field. Like the players might be calling the damn coach cracker and shit like that. Like it really gets like that. I've seen this shit before. So like you need somebody to coach you hard, and they're not your friend. Like that's the coach that, I don't want to fuck up around him. You need that type of coach. And I don't think Deion's that type of coach where I'm scared to fuck up around Deion. No, like, I mean, we were scared to fuck up around Coach Smart. You know what I'm saying? We were scared to fuck up around our coaches. Like it's wild.
I mean, it's interesting you have that perspective, because when I see the way Deion is, at least online, I never met him obviously, but the way it looks online, it looks like he is exactly like that with his children. So I would think that he would be that way on the football field, but I guess it don't resonate that way because he looked like he a strict father, but I don't know, maybe he differently when it's in the athletic world.
I mean, I think he raised some really good kids. So, I wouldn't question his fatherhood, but strict, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if
you don't think the two are connected? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you would be a strict father, you would think you would be very discipline orientated. And then that would be,
I think if you're a strict, but I mean, a lot of the times these hard ass coaches, they don't have any control of their household because they put it all into football. See, wasn't it what? If I'm not mistaken, was it Andy Reid's son who committed suicide, or somebody's son? Was it Tony? Tony Dungy's son committed suicide. Why? Because Tony Dungy put his whole life into football. And it's not his father's fault, right? He put his life into his career, but and that's why he was successful. He wasn't, was he a strict father? I mean, maybe, but it looked like, I mean, hell, his ass eased up because his son was, going ham. And then you lose a grip on your kid when you're in the workplace so often. So, I mean, the most strict coaches, they don't really have control of their households. A lot of times, I see it all the time. Their kids are just, lollygagging along. But, yeah, I mean, I think he needs a guy to come in there. I mean, and if he wants to hire a black coach for that position, he could try it. But I think that he needs one of those white strength coaches to really get in those guys' asses and really instill that discipline. Like somebody who's going to have their ass running, somebody who's going to have their ass doing up downs. They need to be punished for their performance on the field. Point blank, period. Like, And the off the field antics have to go next year. Yeah. If he does not, actually, they got to go now. He needs to go into that locker room. I don't want to see no flexing. I don't want to see no jewelry. We taking your Instagram handles off the back of your jersey. Why the fuck do they have their Instagram handles on the back of their practice jersey?
Are you serious?
Yes. They had their Instagram during fall camp. They had their Instagram handles on the back of their jersey. And a lot of people were excused. Oh, yeah, it's just a way for the kids to get. Okay, that's fine. People know who they are. You search their name on Instagram, you're going to find them. Look, man, these kids, he's trying to play too much buddy, too much social media, too much. Look, year one, good for marketing. You got to turn that shit off next year. Matter of fact, you got to turn the shit off next game. No jewelry, no earrings, no necklaces, no nothing.
Let me ask you a political question in terms of sports, right?
Go ahead.
The athletic director of a university, right? How much power does an athletic director truly wield? Because if we are seeing this catastrophe right now, which could possibly end up with one of these players actually being robbed and killed, shouldn't the athletic director, who has, the athletic director answers to the school board or the provost, whoever I don't know how it works, but shouldn't the athletic director, I think his name is Rick George or whatever, shouldn't he say, listen, Deion, we can't have these kids wearing jewelry anymore. We can't have these kids with the Instagram handles anymore. These kids, is that how it works in college?
See, here's the thing. The athletic director has the ability to do that. He has the ability to sit the coach down and say, hey, man, y'all got to stop running so many y'all got to get the run game together. Y'all got to get the defense together. Otherwise, your job's on the line. The offensive or the athletic director has the ability to do that. Here's the problem. When Deion Sanders signed that contract to go on to Colorado, you know what Deion did. Hey, baby, how you doing, man? Hey, yeah, let me get up in the office. Yeah, can I put my feet on your desk? Yeah, let me put my feet on your desk. You think? Oh, yeah, I'm buddy with the athletic director. Now, you know I'm going to run the show how I want to, right? Yeah, put that in the contract. Yeah, write that right down there. Yeah, I'll sign. Once you say I have the autonomy to run the program how I want to run it, hey, I'll sign whatever you want me to, as long as that $5 million a year is in there. All right, good, great doing business with you. That's what Deion did. He shot himself in the foot because he told the athletic director, I'm gonna run the show how I want it, and he even said that. Yeah, they gave me full autonomy. They said go crazy, that's why you're doing the shade shit. A normal head coach could not do that. The shade shit, taking different items and then selling them outside of the team, like that's not football. I mean, I'm glad that they're making money, but that's not the game. The game is mano y mano. I look at you, you look at me, and the best man wins. The game is 100% masculinity. It's not, oh yeah, I put on this watch and whatever. It's like the trenches. Okay,
that's why I said I don't believe he really wants to win. Like no offense to saying, I'm not saying they're not trying. I think they do, but in my mind, I think Deion, he's just a hood nigga. This is just a finesse to him. He's just worried about the hustle. I mean, I'm not mad at him. Respect. I would do the same thing, to be honest. So respect, but I don't think he's just thinking he's just doing the countdown to when his son potentially tries to enter the draft. Because as soon as his son enters the draft, he's gonna say fuck off Colorado State.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
But where's he gonna go to after
wherever his son gets drafted?
Yeah,
he's not going. You believe that he's gonna go? Do you believe an NFL team will hire him?
I think they'll hire him as a position coach. I do.
Okay.
If what's his name? Shedeur goes to the Falcons is what they keep talking about. If Shedeur is going to the Falcons. If he goes to the Falcons, I don't think they'll hire him as a head coach. I don't think he's NFL head coach material at all. Now, offensive coordinator, potentially, wide receiver coach, potentially, special teams coach, potentially, right? Punt man return coach, potentially. But running the whole organization, I think he needs to get it right in Boulder first before. And that's going to take a minute. It's going to take some time. Make a bowl game. Make 2, right? Win more than 5 games, right? Do something that warrants you getting this head coaching job as an NFL coach.
Would he be respected on the NFL level? Obviously those are the most skilled players. What, like if he's a cornerbacks, I mean, you have a cornerbacks coach, right? Would he be respected in that position as a coach amongst the players?
Yeah, I think he will, because he's a former player, and the players are big about, man, that man got me doing shit he can't even do. The only thing is, a lot of those coaches who got you doing shit that they can't even do end up being really good coaches. Like Andy Reid, you think that nigga could run a route? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? You think you get on that offensive line and go mano a mano? Not today, right? Not even 20 years ago. So these guys, they have a mind for scheme, though. Yeah. They have a mind. They have an analytical mind. They have a tactical mind when it comes to the game of football. And I think Deion has more of a reactionary mind. I think he has more of the. I don't know if he really is thinking ahead, because even the calls that they've made in intense situations, in games, haven't been good calls in my opinion. When the game is on the line, and some of those critical games that they lost, like the USC game, I think he could have called a better game. And I mean, a lot of times he doesn't want to take accountability for that. He's just putting it on the players. He got to do this, he got to do that. Dude, the buck stops with you. You can talk about, we didn't get enough turnovers, we didn't get enough explosive plays, we didn't get enough rushing yards, whatnot. We got to improve in the run game. But it's like, just to throw the whole position under the water, I don't think it's right as a head coach. Yeah, so I mean, he's gonna have to. I mean, next year is really the year where it's pretty much, it's not do or die for him. But as far as media goes, it is. As far as like the AD, I think the AD will have him as long as they're bringing in revenue, because they're not even used to winning anyway. So as long as they bringing in more money, they're fine with it. But I think that Deion will age in losing. He'll age and he'll start feeling the brunt. He's already having problems with his foot. Yeah, and he's just gonna feel that. He's gonna feel the when you're a head coach, you're under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress. It's different when you're winning. You see what I'm saying? But when you're losing, you're under a lot of pressure. Okay?
Exactly. I thought Black folks was going to start moving up to Boulder for a second after that first game. I thought they was going to turn Boulder into Atlanta, but I guess not.
Right. Before I leave, Black Gen Z, I got to ask you this question, man. Because again, I didn't play ball, but if this continues, man, and you know what I'm about to ask you, man, when them white folks gonna start hating his ass? When little Miss Becky, what's her name, Betty, gonna start hating him? She passes away. When she gonna start hating him, man? Because it always happens, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I think that he could probably, like, his personal relationships. I'm sure he does. He works at those. It really looks like he works at his personal relationship. And here's the thing, like, I like Deion Sanders, I really do. I think on Undisputed with Michael Irving, they had a moment. It was a touching moment. Even with Skip Bayless, he gave Skip Bayless his flowers, because people like to criticize Skip Bayless, but I mean, Skip Bayless has put on more black men than Stephen A. Smith. That's a fact. That's a fact. Like, he brought on Shannon Sharp. He brought on Stephen A. Smith in the beginning of his career. He's bringing on Richard Sherman. He brought on Keyshawn Johnson. He brought on Michael Irving after a sexual assault scandal, which Michael Irving, he didn't do shit, but he got accused of doing some shit, and he gave that brother an opportunity after he was blackballed, and I mean, he was blackballed. He was gonna commentate on the Super Bowl. They wouldn't allow him to commentate on the Super Bowl, and he wasn't even proven guilty. Okay, so Skip Bayless has put on more black men than Stephen A. Smith. That's
not to mention Skip fuck hard with Lil Wayne. So you know
He bring on Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz onto the show. He even let Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne having money problems. He just sold his catalog for $90 million. Who believes that Lil Wayne was the hottest rapper for a decade and he sold his catalog for less than the Taylor Swift catalog?
Exactly.
That was because he was in legal trouble. He had that federal firearms case from bringing a weapon into, I believe he brought it into the goddamn, well, first he's a convicted felon, but I believe he brought, I don't think it was an airport. Was it an airport?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, the guy was having issues. And what is Skip Bayless? I feel like Shannon Sharp saying the wrong commentator. But what does Skip Bayless do? He knows he's having a money problem, and he let him do the theme song for their show. No mercy. Good morning. Like, bruh, I'm telling you, people like to say, oh, well, Skip Bayless is a racist. Bruh, that nigga is far from racist, bro. He's put on more black men than Stephen A. That's a fact.
Skip got a hood pass damn near as much niggas he fuck with.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's crazy that people are like saying, and I don't think he handled the Damar Hamlin situation the best way. But here's the thing, though. Damar Hamlin took the vax. So it's like, goddamn, nigga. I mean, it's like stabbing yourself in the heart.
Have a good one.
Are they forced to do that, though? They don't have a choice, right?
You said what now?
I said, aren't they forced to take the vaccine? They don't have a choice, right?
They didn't have to. It was like, quote unquote mandatory, but they didn't have to. I think like 93% of the players took it, but then a lot of niggas were given saline shots, and that's a fact.
Yo, you didn't take the jab?
Hell no. I'm a healthy 28-year-old man. I mean, I run. I run over 10 miles a week. I mean, there was literally no reason for me to take that poison.
What about you, Dave?
I took the Johnson & Johnson one first, and I got sick. I got sick for a week, so that definitely is everything they were saying is valid. I was sick. I had cold sweats and everything. I was throwing up. I had no appetite. I lost like 20 pounds. So basically, with their, I feel like with how people are dying and getting sick and everything is true. But if people feel that they want to take it, then I understand, because sometimes your money be on the line. So you got to do what you got to do.
How do you feel nowadays after
that? I mean, I feel all right now, but when my job that I'm at now, they've asked me if I want to get like the other two. I've declined only because I have the choice not to now. So I chose not to, because I remember how I felt before. And when I took like flu shots and stuff, I ain't never lost my taste and appetite. I ain't never lost 20 pounds and got sick, got cold sweats. So I'm just like, I don't know what they put in that. So I'm never taking that shit ever again. And I only took it because my job gave me like an ultimatum telling me if I don't take it that, I'm going to get fired, or like if I get sick, they're not liable. So I kind of put me in like a tricky situation,
But yeah, man, I think they definitely have a target on their back, and they put that target on their back themselves. Romer says he hit the Cash App. Appreciate that for the $10 Cash App. Romer Dubois is the GOAT for that.
Hold on. I mean, think about it, Gen Z. The whole hip hop world descended upon.
Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We
you know what I mean?
Say Wicked, I couldn't hear you.
I was saying, like, think about it. The whole hip hop world descended upon them.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne was performing. I think Jay-Z was over there.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock was over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they had all eyes was on them. I mean, that's a tough spot to put these young men in, right? Like, think about this, brother. Think about this, brother. I don't know where these guys hang out at, right? But this is one of the better scenarios that could have happened to them. Because if they're hanging around these dudes that are, you know how these dudes are, it could have really hurt them.
Yeah. And a lot of people, and I also we also have to attribute all the flash that they're doing to hip hop culture. All right, like why do these football players want to be rappers? Right? Like, I don't get it. Shout out to Doug Scott for the $5 PayPal. He says, Caesar D in the comments. Oh shit, my bad. Once again, you're totally on point tonight, young brother. However, you're wasting. He said you're wasting your time. Hold on. Let me see if I can read the rest of it. Damn, I can't even see it. I can't see the rest. PayPal is a bitch. But yeah, I appreciate it. And yeah, you know, I know they're gonna say I'm hating and why are you watching this nigga's podcast and all this shit. Hell, I'm trying to make sure these niggas don't get robbed. If you listen to my channel, you watch my channel, I promise you'll never get robbed. Right? Because you'll put yourself in a position and you'll know at least you ain't going, you know, you ain't gonna get hit a lick like they got hit a lick. When you're going to LA, I mean, bruh, you need to be watching your shit.
Look what happened with that one rapper that was having breakfast at the Waffle House.
Can be
He was
right.
flashing off. Yeah, and he was flashing all his chains. He didn't check in. LA is known for that.
Yep.
These Crips and Blood dudes, I mean, they do it over there.
Yeah.
That was on what do you call it?
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
That was a specific one. I think that was on Slauson or something, but that was like directly in the hood, whatever.
Yeah.
I have family over there. I'm in the Bay, but I have family over there, so I'm just like, he's rich, so I'm like, there's plenty of Roscoe Chicken and Waffles that aren't in the hood. I don't know why he chose to go to the one immediately in the hood. Like that's
right.
In the heart out here, in the heart of the hood out here.
Yeah, and he had all his chains on. And here's the thing. Honestly, they're actually lucky that they didn't win, right? Because if they would have won and then, you know, okay, everybody, you know, take a night out on the town, they surely would have gotten robbed and somebody would have got hurt because LA ain't no fucking joke. And a lot of these guys, they're big guys and they think they're invincible because they're big. And you know, it's just not the case, man. You a big ass target.
You got a gun though. If you got a gun though, you could. I mean, that's what they don't understand though. Like football players get killed like anybody else. So I mean,
right, exactly.
And you know what, BGZ? A lot of people don't have that BGZ, those goggles, right? That reality. They haven't unplugged from the matrix where they're out kicking and they think it's all love.
Right, exactly. And they think it's all love because guess what happens when they go out in Boulder? Man, if y'all understood how much those white people love their football players in person,
right.
Oh my God. I mean, those guys, they skip every line at a bar. They're skipping every line at the bar.
Right.
All the snow bunnies are circled around them.
Someone in Georgia, they love you guys.
Oh, bruh. Man, here I mean, you say you play football, it's OV. All right, it's OV. You skipping lines, you getting free drinks all night.
I mean, you look like you play football. They love that shit, dude.
Even if you look like exactly, and it's like you have to understand that you ain't in Boulder no more, and I just think they don't get it because, and maybe some of the guys do, but. I just think they got too comfortable in Boulder. They went to LA. They didn't check in. See, you got to check in even when you play in a football game. That's how crazy LA is now. Like, hell, I don't even like the concept of checking in. But when I went to LA, I checked the fuck in. So I was like, damn, maybe somebody seen my BGZ content. Let me go hit Cuzzo up. I got family in LA. Let me go hit Cuzzo up. Make sure I'm straight. All right. The hood fucking with me. All right, cool.
I mean, yeah, especially because like a lot of people, like when they go to these different cities and stuff, I don't think this is wrong, but if you do it, you do need to, like you said, check in and stuff. A lot of people, they like to they want to feel like they go into the trenches. They want to see the real part, right? And when you do that, you need to know it's consequences that come with it. If you're gonna go to the trenches of LA and stuff, you need to know somebody that knows somebody. And if you don't, then stay the fuck out of there. Stay in the tourist section. And if you stay in the tourist section, take your ass inside before 8 o'clock because your ass will get robbed and you will make the news.
Yep.
You just have to. I don't know what they think. They think this is Disney World. This is not Disney World, bro. America, we have cities in America that are just like El Salvador.
Yeah.
You don't need to go over there to experience that. You can experience that right in your backyard, bro.
Exactly. And the thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Dave, do you know if the Burrito Gremlins are on that check-in shit too or not? Because I've never been to LA.
I mean, it's like you got like you got a lot of MS-13 and stuff out there, but they not really. I feel like they just do shit to each other. But I feel like the mostly out there, like I have like some family members that is Crips and stuff like that. But they not on that type of stuff though. They not really. What are you gonna say?
Let me put y'all on game when it comes to LA and the Mexicans. Here's the thing. And I actually, when I went to LA, I took some footage, Skid Row and all the, surrounding areas and shit like that. But honestly, I don't even know where the fuck that footage is anymore. It's on one of my SD cards. But it's open air drug market. They're selling drugs on the street and the Mexicans have it sewed up. The Mexicans have it sewed the fuck up. Like niggas be thinking, oh yeah, I be trapping. Bruh, y'all niggas are not trapping. It's some niggas. Now it is some niggas who are really trapping for sure. And they're making like good money, good for LA money. But those Mexicans, for one, they have control of buildings on Skid Row. Like
they're on the curb,
literally
they're on the curb slanging.
They're on here's how it works. Like they're in a building. They're selling, fruit. It's almost like a third world country. They're just selling like fruit on the street and shit like that. And it's like a food market, but all the food got flies on it. All the fruits are rotten. So they're not capping off of the food. They're capping off the drugs. And people go in there and I don't know what they're asking for, but they're getting what they want and they come out, they're getting high. I've literally seen it verbatim. And the police, they're nowhere to be found. They don't care. They pick up the bodies after they overdose. And the Mexicans are controlling buildings. Like literally I pulled up and I was looking for parking. The Mexican dude directed me in there. He was like, pay me $7 and I'll make sure you don't get robbed. I paid that nigga to $7.
I can't get robbed. I can't let that happen. But yeah, like that type of stuff. I feel like that stuff happens because think about it like this. This is just how I think logically. For one, Mexico and Latin America is right next door to America. And that's where all the drugs come from. And they're much more they just organize with it and everything. And Hispanic overall, whether they're black Hispanics, white Hispanics, whatever you want to call them, mestizos, they all work together together as one, right? Black people, they don't do that stuff when it comes to the drug market and stuff. They'll think they're making $300 a week talking about, I'm a trapper, I'm the biggest trapper alive. Like, nigga, no, you're not. You could be a postman, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Their internal discipline is way better than the black gangs. Like
they don't kill each other like that. They focus on drugs.
Right.
They'll punish you. If you play around, they'll punish you.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you rob them, though, you're gonna get punished. So like they de-incentivize. Like everybody knows you don't rob the cartel. That's a known fact. But Plies makes the song "Ran Off on the Plug" twice. You think he's running off on the cartel plug? Fuck no. He's running off on the black plugs. The niggas who are buying from those guys. I mean, it's so crazy because even in the illicit market, it's like no organization. You have these Mexican gangs, all right, who took over. They took over. I'm telling you, nobody's selling more drugs than them in California. Nobody. Hold on. Nobody's selling more drugs than them and the Asians. Now the Asians, they have the game sewed up in a whole different way because they have control of all of Northern California and that Oregon border. They have complete control of the weed market. Literally.
Are they violent though?
Yeah, they are. They are.
Where I live at, The ones
But
where I live
it's
at,
not-
gang bang, they gang bang like niggas. They
Yeah.
gang bang like niggas out here. It's Cambodia. If you talking about Chinese, no.
I'm just saying
Cambodians,
Asian in general, yeah.
But are they
Cambodians
violent
gang
though?
bang, they
Like,
gang
will they
bang
kill you?
like crazy.
Yeah, they will kill you. Like if you just look up bodies being found on weed farms, it happens all the time. It happens all the time because what happens is they're getting these random hippies to work with them, right? And these guys, there are a lot of these guys who are working for them, like as trimmers. You know, a lot of people were promoting, especially in 2000, it was like 2016, 2017, they're promoting, go out to California and be a trimmer for a legalized weed. Da, 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 da. If you don't know those people, I mean, and you're not 100% playing ball, as in you see them do something illegal,
Come on, missing.
And you don't turn a blind eye, you will come up missing. Like there's like plenty of stories if you just look it up, of bodies showing up on weed farms. A lot of it are the employees who saw the people who own the farms, the Asians who are owning the shit, doing something illegal, and they think they're gonna tell, or maybe they give a sign that they're gonna tell, and your ass just cease to exist, and the police can't really do anything about it because they legalized the marijuana, and then nobody's really snitching on them Asians because, I mean, they got it sold up. Anybody who buys from them, they're getting your ID. Them niggas are different, bro. Like, it ain't like, pull up, a quick handoff of walking. No, they're take a picture of your ID. All right, store it in our database. Get your shit back. All right, here's the weed. Because they're fucking organized. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, look up. You could look this up too, Wiki. Or you could see it on your free. It's a county in the Bay, and not the Bay Area, but in Northern California. I think this is what Gen Z is referring to. It's called Mendocino County, and this county is everything that Black Gen Z is talking about. Is very it's like basically like it's just open air type of stuff like that. And if you get caught like having a whole bunch of plants and everything like that, basically they'll give you a $900 or something fine, and then you pay it, and then you just go right back. But there's no felony charge for it no more, because getting caught with marijuana is considered a misdemeanor now in California. So
hey, BGC.
Yeah, you're right.
Quick question.
What up?
BGC, did the guy really tell you $7?
Yeah,
that's gutter, bro. Not even 20. That's if a dude would have told me $7, I would have been like, damn, this was probably crazy as fuck.
Yeah,
hungry as shit.
Yeah, but and like I literally went down there. I was interviewing homeless people. I was interviewing drug addicts, alcoholics. I tried to get into the shelter with my camera. I mean, I got in, but they wouldn't let me film. They made me turn it off. But I mean, bro, I learned so much because I was just asking them. I was just asking them straight up, hey, where you caught from? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where you get your drugs? They pointed me in the right direction. And I was like, do the cops really care, or where are the cops at? They're like, they don't give a shit. So, I mean,
when were you out there?
Late June.
This year?
July. Yeah, this year.
Mm.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, what part of the country would you say, like, as far as, like, because you sound like a well-traveled person, what part of the country would you say, like, as far as, like, crime and, like, just, like, lawlessness over, not like a whole state, but, like, a region of an area, would you say is, like, the most dangerous or most crime-riddled?
Definitely New Orleans. They have the highest per capita murder rate. I would also say Philadelphia. Probably I would say that's probably the most dangerous city to live in right now.
I thought you would have said Memphis.
I think Memphis is dangerous too, but you can get by in Memphis. You really can, because it's open carry state. You can have a firearm. At least they give you a fighting chance. But man, I mean,
so basically the blacker, the more unsafe.
Yeah, Chicago too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that's what happened. And here's the thing. It's only like a few thousand niggas who are doing the same shit over and over again. and it fucks it up for the rest of us because and then we also have an issue within the culture where we justify these behaviors and we vote to get these people out when they don't need to be out. And then when they kill one of your loved ones, that's when you start saying, oh, well, why wasn't he in jail in the first place, bitch? Because you voted for a nigga who literally said we're going to tear down the institution of the criminal justice system and make a new. Well, what does that mean? There's going to be a lot of motherfuckers slipping through the cracks. I mean, California, they just released during COVID, they released 66,000 inmates.
Right, you should look up the district attorney, Black Gen Z, where I live at, Pamela Price. This bitch is horrible. She's horrific. There was a triple homicide about a couple of weeks ago. No, sometime earlier last year. I mean, and she gave the person, he's a gang member. He has multiple convictions before. He only got 15 years, and he'll be out within 7. They said.
Woo! Damn, that's crazy.
3 murders.
Yeah, that shit is insane. Yeah, AlphaZo says Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando. Yeah, Miami is too crazy too. When I went to Miami, we pulled up to the Waffle House. They started shooting the damn Waffle House up. We pulled in and we pulled out.
Oh my God.
and when we pulled in, it was hella niggas in the parking lot just loitering, like just chilling, just, I don't know, shooting the shit. And it was just
with
like,
dirty dreads, huh?
Bro, I'm telling you, all them niggas had the goddamn freeform dreads and they shot up the damn Waffle House. We didn't even get to eat that night because I was just like, God damn, all right. I'm just trying to make it home at this point.
Bro, we just saw, bro, and we saw, I think it was Baltimore, the politicians were talking about they're gonna do further justice reform, treatment, not trauma. And you know what time it is? You know what comes next?
Yeah.
So they're gonna be asking, why is crime out of control?
Right.
Somebody just got killed a couple days ago. My barber just got killed a couple days ago around the corner from my house.
Damn.
Yeah. Was he a barber for a while or what, dude? Shit.
For like a year or so. I got 2 barbers, but yeah, he got killed. I don't know who did it. But that's fucked up though. Like I'm like, damn, like he was a cool dude too. Like, but just over like an argument, whatever. But I don't know. Like,
where was he at? Do you know where?
Oh yeah, the barbershop arguments. Oh God.
Oh, he was at the barbershop.
It's in a pretty sunny area, so.
But it was in the barbershop.
It was in the barbershop. Yep, he got killed cutting somebody's hair.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
and
see,
the guy
niggas
was there, he was cutting.
He got shot too. The person that was getting his haircut got shot too.
Check this. I wouldn't be surprised if they were having a Michael Jordan LeBron debate.
Oh my God!
Bro, I've seen some niggas get the fighting in the. Yeah, or he got kicked out. I done seen niggas get the fighting in the barbershop over LeBron James, Michael Jordan debates. But and I was just in the A, bro. My car almost got shot up. Look,
bro,
I posted this on my Instagram. I posted shit on my Instagram. Look, my shit is in a crime scene. That red Challenger, my shit was in the middle of a crime scene. They shot up the cars next to me, and I couldn't even. I had to Uber home, and the Ubers were like $35. I had to wait 2-3 hours, but it was the Mexicans this time, and they shot that bitch up
in Atlanta.
Yeah,
in the A.
Damn, I almost got shot. What's it called? 2 weeks ago by a security guard. A nigga security guard. He was African, so I didn't think he was on that type of time. But he telling me to keep it moving, and I'm like, nigga, what? And then he started gripping up, and I'm like, bro, it ain't that serious. And then he pulled it out on me, telling me to get the fuck on. And then he pulled back talking about, oh nigga, we don't need you up around here. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck you mean you don't need me up around here? I'm just going to my house. Like, you ready to kill me?
You should have knocked his ass out, babe.
I mean, he had a gun in his hand. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? I ain't gonna be no tough guy with a nigga that's ready to kill me.
Right, for sure.
He ready to crash out over an argument.
And we know he will. The thing is that that they will shoot, dude. People don't give. I mean, people are losing their mind. I feel like
I'm ready to change my theory. Before I thought, Africans and, they was a little different, but this nigga looked like he just got to America maybe a couple months ago, and he has some really Sunday tendencies, and I'm like, damn, bro, you ready to.
But he a son man. Dave, what do you mean? He a son man, right?
I think he was on hyper alert probably because he thought I was stealing because I went into a grocery store. I came out and I didn't buy nothing, and I'm like, and he seen me walking around. I was looking for some batteries and I didn't see any, and he like, why you was walking around? I'm like, cause I was looking for batteries. He like, no, you look like you was up to something. I'm like, nah, nigga, I wasn't. And then I'm like, keep it moving, bitch. And then he like, huh? And then he pulled a strap out the holster. And I'm like, what the fuck? You gonna kill me over that, bro? Like, he ready to put me on a t-shirt over that? Like, damn, ain't that some way to die? Over, I got killed over some batteries. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah. That shit whack. Shit is crazy, man.
I feel like you should know better, Dave. I mean, you know what's going on out here, bro. I mean,
yeah, I knew. That's why I know not to. That's why I didn't continue the argument. If I was like on some real like dumb shit, which is what a lot of some people do. A lot of some people they rather get killed and keep their persona up than not get killed and look like a bitch. So most some men would be like, nah, I'm gonna be a bitch, but at least I went out like a G. Nah.
Yeah.
I ain't about to do that. Don't put me on no t-shirt. I'm good.
You don't carry a gun, then?
Huh?
You don't carry a gun on you?
You can't do that around here. I mean, sometimes, but not legally, if that's what you mean.
Damn, that's fucked up. Yeah, that nigga Travis Hunter just spoke on the getting robbed shit. And Caesar D, I see you trying to join the stream, but for some reason your device is not connected. So if you get that fixed before we end, then I'll gladly bring you up. But
it was over. A couple of dudes' stuff got stolen.
During the game? They stole the chain? Insane, bro. They stole yours? During the game.
That's why I'm with jury, bro. I try to say that. I can't wear jury. I'm not flashy. When you think I got anything that you would like. But I still messed up to the team, bro, to my teammates. Because, like, hard work money on that stuff. One of the camera guys had their money stolen. So that's kind of messed up, bro. They work for this stuff, and for it to get stolen at a football game after we thinking our stuff is safe, I'm not bringing no bags no more to away games. Like, you won't see me with no bags in no away game. I'll probably have a book bag, and that's it. Like, all the extra stuff, no, sir. I don't mess with getting my stuff stolen because I would have still been in Cali right now trying to get my stuff back.
See, and I mean, thank God he didn't get his stuff stolen, because with that mindset, his ass would have been 6 feet under at this point unless he was willing to pay that ticket. Now, here's the thing. When hood niggas rob you, they'll give you shit back for the cost of what it cost. Like, if you pay them, then you can get your shit back. See, that's what Pop Smoke should have done. He should have just, I think he fought and tried to resist or something. And
I think so.
They shot his ass. But if you give it up, you speak to, the local OG, and you can negotiate to get your shit back.
I'm not doing that. That make you look even more. I let him keep it.
I wouldn't do it too. I let him keep it too. But if you really want it back, then that's how you do it. You got to basically pay the cost.
The big dogs. Yeah.
You really ain't getting no cool points. You buy it back twice. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Caesar D, you're on the stream.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Hey, I don't know what's going on, man. They're censoring my messages to you on PayPal. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's just wild, bro.
Yeah, but I want to thank you, man, because a lot of guys my age, man, we've given up on you young men. You guys, they're not you, but people in your age group, man. You guys are out just wild, man. It's a whole different scene from when I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So I want to thank you for being the young man that you are. We need more young men like you.
Well, appreciate that, man. And I got to thank my parents because they raised me right. But you're totally right. These young ninjas, they're absolutely, a lot of them are just unhinged. They're crazy. They're wild. And they're ready to die and they're ready to kill. And that's why I talk about on this channel, and they'll rob you. They'll steal from you. I mean, it's sad, but you know, it just feels like it's so many now. And even, you know, you're talking about when you were growing up, 80s and 90s. I mean, hell, even in the 2000s, when I was growing up, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm still growing up, I guess, but yeah, like, I mean, people wore the baggy clothes, but it wasn't this willingness to kill as they are now. Like, they are ready to crash out. Like I said, we have a crash out culture.
Well, I've heard it called trash culture, and I'm going to have to agree with that. So it's just sad, man. It's I'm in the Bay Area, and you've been touching on a few things tonight. I wanted to ask you something about the NIL. How do you think this is going to end? How do you think what's going to happen? Because you brought up some points. There's some people who are getting a lot of money, and then there's other players on the team who aren't getting any money. And I think that's going to lead to some jealousy issues. Not to mention the fact that the men are getting more money than the women, and I'm sure that's going to be an issue in the near future as well.
Yeah. I think, and there's a few girls who are doing their thing, like Angel Reese. I think she got a big NIL deal, and then the white girl, the Caitlin, whatever her name is, she got a big deal. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It's going to cause jealousy. But the same thing that's happening in the NFL is going to happen with the NIL. Okay. And what's going to happen is they're going to make a lot of money. It's going to be some good players who don't make it to the NFL, or have really short stints in the NFL. They're going to make a lot of money in college, and then they're going to blow it in college. I guarantee you will have football players who got $1 million NIL deals who don't have $1 when they graduate. I guarantee.
That's crazy.
And I would say it'll probably be 65% to 75%, if not 80% of the black players. Now, the white players, I know for a fact they're putting it up. And the reason why I know that, for one, I play college football. For two, I still know a lot of players. And I think at some programs, the black players are putting it up too. At some programs, yes. But majority across the country, they're not putting it up. And they're spending 100 miles per hour. And they're going to lose the wealth just as fast as they got it, right? When you get money and the first thing you do is buy a chain, that shows you your financial literacy. That tells you where you're at, you know, and it's absolutely ridiculous that, I mean, if I was Deion Sanders, I'd be like, man, you need to be prepared on making a future for yourself. If you get sacked too much and you never be able to play again, he's like 5 sacks away from having a career-ending injury. I'm just saying, he needs to be focused on putting that money up and not buying all this shit and putting it into something, you know, that is going to last you a lifetime. Because, I mean, it's just like, he gets sacked so much, I'm afraid for his health.
You know why?
You got rumble rants, bro.
You know
some rumble rants.
You know why those
okay.
I was gonna say, you know why those the black players would also go broke also, because black people have a much higher rate of you know, we have a much what you call it, we like much nicer things and stuff, which is not necessarily the best thing, but like, for instance, like, we like designer things, we have expensive taste buds and stuff. The white players and stuff, they're okay wearing Gap clothing, they're okay wearing Old Navy and stuff, which is fine, you know. If they get money, their taste buds ain't gonna change. What, they might get a nice pickup truck, they might get something like that, but they're not gonna buy, you know, hella fucking designer clothes just to have it. That's the type of nigga shit that niggas do, you know. They got all that shit, but they don't even own a house.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
Shout out to Johnny Rebel.
Talking about is I'm
well,
sorry.
hold on. Let me read these rumble rants real quick. Get them out of the way. Johnny Rebel says, with the $2 rumble rant. Shout out to Johnny Rebel. He says, they feel bolder and bolder than they could anywhere else, including peaceful Bay, LA. Some satire there. And then he says, you have son words that will kill your daughter, dispose of her in a dumpster, and help you look for her, forget, steal, and help you look. Yeah, I mean, that's a fact. But yeah, I mean, what were you going to say? I think Caesar?
Oh, I was going to say what the other young man just mentioned is that trash culture, everything that he just talked about.
Yeah.
And you see it a lot out here in the Bay Area. You have to come out here to actually see it for yourself. I have people who have been away maybe 20, 25 years, and then they come back home and they say, man, how did this happen? Man, they don't even recognize the area, especially going down 80. The other young man, he's from the area, so he's a younger guy, so he's probably seen homelessness most all his life. But when you speak to some of these young people, they don't understand that it hasn't always been like that out here. You know, it wasn't like that 25, 30 years ago. That kind of stuff was unheard of. It's really bad out here. Again, man, you have to see it for yourself to believe it. The homeless encampments out here are they're crazy, man. They've turned San Francisco and Oakland into dumps.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And it's almost like the homeless are living in like fucking porta potties. They have whole streets blocked off dedicated to the homeless. And then they're building like fucking in LA, at least on Skid Row, they're building like no, they're building a it's like a 20 to 30 story, like I don't even know what it is, but I guess it's a homeless shelter. And it's like a big ass office building. It's not necessarily a skyscraper, but it's a tall ass building, like 20 stories. And they're gonna house homeless in this building. And bruh, it's crazy. That shit's gonna be a dump. It's gonna be
like the tower. It's going to be like I don't know if you've ever seen the tower. I guess they call it the Tower of Babel over in Venezuela. Have you ever saw that video that shows that? It's a building, and it's just, man, it's crazy. It's like the building in that movie Dredd, the second Judge Dredd, the movie that was just called Dredd. But they're doing the same thing out in the Bay Area. They're making they're building all of these stack and pack apartment units. But the problem with the homeless thing has to do with drug addiction and drug. They hand out free needles in San Francisco, free drug paraphernalia. All that stuff does is create more of a problem. They also give out money to homeless. So now you have homeless people from all over the country migrating to the Bay Area because they know they're going to get some freebies and free, drug paraphernalia and free money. So they've actually ruined San Francisco, man. Everything is gone. You know, the mall there, they used to have a beautiful mall there. You can't get on the BART train, man. It's crazy, man. It's just unbelievable.
Facts. Black Gen Z, if you ever come to the Bay Area again, even if you do nothing, just set aside 3 hours of doing nothing and get on the train with no destination in sight. Ride the train for 3 hours. I guarantee you'll have a lot of footage just riding the train. You'll see people, I swear before God, I'm not lying, you'll see people lighting up crystal meth right in front of you on the train. I see it probably 3-4 times a day when I ride the train.
I believe
shooting up dope. And also they also have a poop patrol in San Francisco where they, these guys are making six figure incomes, and all they do is go around pressure washing poop off and urine off the streets, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. They've ruined the city. And I went to Cali before I graduated college, and it was on its way, but it was not as bad as when I returned this year. There was homeless, but it was still clean. It was still cool. It was still chill. Like, I got banged on, but I kind of.
Where did you go that you got banged on?
I was in Pomona, and somebody came up to me and he like, "Ain't you so and so's cousin?" And I was like, "No." It's like, nah, you is so and so cousin. You look mad familiar. Da 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 da. Shit, I got in the car and I dipped off.
You know, another place that's in my mind, I went there for 2 weeks on vacation, visit some friends and stuff. I went to Seattle. Seattle is a much safer version of the Bay Area, but as far as drug usage and homelessness, exactly the same, if not worse. When I went out there, I literally went inside a Target in Seattle and everything. And as soon as I saw somebody steal a whole bunch of stuff, right? As soon as I walked out, this guy, he directly walked out with me, and he had a bunch of Tide Pods. He was like, "You want to buy some Tide Pods? I just saw you steal them. What the fuck? I literally just saw you steal them." Oh, come on, man. You know how it go.
There's another thing that's going on out here that's really crazy too, and it's the sideshows.
Oh yeah, he don't know about that, do you? Do you, Black Gen Z?
Sideshows?
Yeah.
What is it, like street performers?
Nah, that's when they do donuts in the middle of the streets, and they.
Oh
they
yeah. Yeah, I've done videos on those. Yeah.
They'll
Hey,
close
by the
down
way,
the
Johnny
freeway
Rebel,
to do
I
it.
read your Rumble rants, Johnny Rebel. I read your Rumble rants.
But that's the Hispanics doing those sideshows, right?
Mostly,
you know,
yeah.
Cash App, brother.
Mostly El Salvadorians, yeah, Mexicans. And over here, they be taking over the freeways.
Yeah, damn, that shit is crazy. They did that shit in Atlanta too. There was this viral video of them doing it, and then like some dude in a pickup truck like tried to flee the police, and it was crazy. And they literally did that right outside my apartment.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that shit was wild as fuck. And I mean,
you lived in the suburbs, Black Gen Z.
Well, it's one of my apartments. It's an investment property.
Oh, okay.
But,
I know you ain't living around all them wild niggas.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Well, the thing is, out here, you can't. In certain areas, you can't run from it anymore. You may think you live in a nice area, and you may live in a nice area, but what happens is you can in certain areas, you know, you may have $1 million house, and down the hill there's a homeless encampment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so they do the sideshows wherever they think they can do it. They'll close down the bridge to do a sideshow. So, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of neighborhood you live in, you know, to witness things like that. I live in a nice area, and hell, they did a sideshow right down the hill from my house. So, you know, they closed down the Carquinez Bridge a couple of years ago and did a sideshow. So, I mean, it's just it's out of control, man. The crime out here is out of control. Wild West. That's the Bay Area
too. We got those car shows here too. Are they in Atlanta?
I'm not sure, but it's different. It's not really a car show, Wiki. It's
it's like a street. They call them street takeovers over here. Street takeovers.
Yeah, but
and it's with like the Hispanics, mainly Hispanics, but the white and black kids too.
Well, it started in East Oakland. It started in East Oakland, and it was started by black people in the 80s. But Mexicans do it now, and Mexicans, they much more wild with it because, you know, they like their fast cars. They like them Hellcats and them Mustangs and, you know, all them type of shits. And they, you know, that's all they do is, you know, do sideshows and fuck all night. That's all I hear. That's a bunch of Mexicans in my complex, and I hear them fucking all night and doing sideshows. That's it. You know.
Damn.
Yeah, same
shit. The old lady, she be knocking on my door. Hey, you want some tamales, young man? Or mijo, that's what she called me. I'm like, okay, I'll take one.
Damn, that's love.
Can you stop fucking? It's 3:00 in the morning. Why y'all still fucking? You want to break your head?
Yo, check your Cash App, bro.
All right. Let's see.
But I think
shit here. But are they in Atlanta though, BGZ? These street takeovers?
Yeah, they do street takeovers in Atlanta.
Be the Hispanics too over there?
It'll be a mix, honestly. It's a mixed bag.
But we I think honestly, shout
out to Bruce Wayne for the $10 Cash App.
I think in my personal opinion, I think in the future, like right now, you know, you see like a lot of people obviously moving to America or moving throughout the country to different places. I think in a minute you're gonna start to see, let's say 10 or 12 years, you're gonna start to see Americans wealth and of status, they're gonna start to leave America and not come back, or they're gonna start taking it. Because it's not that it's
and go where?
Like Australia, maybe Singapore, something like that. Something that ain't got no niggas.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Nah,
You
I
ain't got
don't
no
know.
rights, but you ain't got no crime. I'll take that over here.
I would give you like the Scandinavian countries. I'll give you that. But I don't even know that.
Well, Singapore is one of the safest countries. They just ain't got no rights. So take what you want. No freedom of speech, no guns, but no crime. I'll take that over freedom.
That's true. I mean, if you got money, you're not really, breaking laws like you should be.
Exactly. Over here, we know. I mean, it's like you got to basically live like in a town that's like got 100 people for you to feel safe. But if you live like anywhere, any major city, anywhere like that, you're gonna be hearing gunshots on the regular. You got to worry about getting robbed, or you got to smell piss regularly. Like where I live, I smell piss always out my like everywhere. Piss.
That's crazy, dude.
Ain't no way to live it, man.
And the crazy part, is that it's not getting any better. It's getting worse, dude.
That's what I'm saying, though. And I'm like, and sometimes I literally, like, I'm not saying I don't understand why people move here, but I don't understand at the same time why people, like, I don't understand why people from, like, first world countries move to America. If you're from a third world country, I get it. But if you're from a first world country, doesn't make sense. It's like, you chose America? Do you know how dangerous this country is? It'd be people from Japan. They're like, yeah, I just wanted to be an artist. I'm like, try not to get shot.
Right. Yeah. And you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. But I think we covered the Deion Sanders situation pretty thoroughly. So I will give you guys the last word. So if you want to give your final thoughts, go ahead, and then we will close this thing out.
I just want to say I appreciate the live show and appreciate the channel that you have, Black Gen Z, and God bless everybody. Have a good night.
All right, thanks, man. God bless you, bro.
Yo, I was gonna say, man, good to hear from you, bro. Good to see you. Hope everything is good. Hope everything is all right. Yours and yours are healthy. You be safe out here, brother. I don't gotta tell you twice. I already know.
Hell yeah, bro. Thanks, Wicked, man. You already know I'm gonna start going live more. I'm gonna try. I said try. But I'm going to try and go probably like 4 or 5 times a week. I want to do every day, but I don't know if that's feasible, but I will try my best. But I'm going to go live more, and then I'll probably start chopping up these videos and do it that way just to save me time.
Yo, if you could even, whenever you get a chance, chop it up with Ak again, because you two used to kill it together.
Yeah,
I'm
man. Yeah, I be wanting to join Axe Stream, but my girl, she come home and then she wants to chill and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I got to set out a few days where I can just hop on Axe Stream. But Caesar D, last thoughts?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, your hard work and dedication is greatly appreciated. And again, we need more young men like you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you joining the stream and sharing your perspective.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night.
All right, brother. You too. All right, guys. So we are going to close out this stream. It's been a good stream. But you already know we're going to send it off to Jen Cuevas to take us away. I hope Colorado, the football team, learns from this situation. I hope they put up the jewelry. I hope they put up the flags. I hope they start playing football, man. Because all this goofy shit and all this flexing and all this trying to be a rapper shit, it's not football. It's not ball. So anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy, Jen Cuevas Jackson, a.k.a. Black Gen Z Mindset, a.k.a. BGZM News 17. And we are going to send it off to Jen Cuevas to take us away. Peace, guys. Make sure you comment immediately after the stream. And also, guys, get the Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Get the merch. Man, are we going out in droves to support President Trump or what? Damn, I need y'all to be copping the hats or copping the BGZM News 17 gear or the shirts or something, because, we got to make some shake. We can't just rock out with Biden like this. It's absolutely insane. But, yeah, cop the merch, support the channel, Cash App, PayPal, I'm demonetized. So, show me some love if you enjoy the stream. But comments and likes are the most important thing if you can't contribute financially. So peace, y'all. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo! Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't me.
funky ass
Yeah,
suit
that's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.